Are you ready to talk some wrestling? Because that's what we're doing on this episode of the Totally Awesome Podcast, featuring your host, your Colonial Champion Sean McCarty, the Bay-Area Brawler Skyler Greenberg, and of course the one and only JoshAgeddon.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Right Turn Podcast. Just as soon as I hit record, we're already doing a hairpin turn. My name is JoshAgeddon. I am joined by Sean McCarty and Skyler. What's up, guys?
Oh, my back! Oh, fuck!
Literally, Sean was like, "Hey, Joshua, why don't you start the podcast this time?" And I was like, "All right." And as soon as I hit record, Skyler's turn signal's like, what? Oh, you didn't ask me. You didn't clear that with me, good sir. So
you didn't. And also, just to be clear, it was a left turn, you jackass.
Well, okay. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Left Turn Podcast. So I had an intro briefly in the 0.5 seconds that I pressed record, and then that happened, so it just flew out. Welcome to the Totally Awesome Podcast, as well as the Court Martial Podcast, Technology Non-Withholding, or Non-Withstanding, whatever the phrase is. Non-Withholding.
We're not holding anything back here at the Court Martial Podcast or the Totally Awesome Podcast, because this reminds me of when I forget what we were recording, the three of us, but JoshAgeddon's like, welcome to the, and literally his entire equipment setup just dissolved in front of him, and just everything broke down instantly, like his microphone just fell.
That was SCCG, my friend. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
What was that?
I have a fan in my room because it gets hot in here, and it just decided now was the perfect time to fall the fuck over.
Oh my god.
What a cold open!
Yes, and that was a classic time. We certainly know how to make things exciting, and the same cannot be said about the weekend called SummerSlam. I am your Colonial Champion Sean McCarty, alongside the Bay-Area Brawler Skyler Greenberg, who is turning left consistently until he gets home or until he gets to the grocery store where he's picking up food to bring back home, of which we will hear 100% of. But in spite of that, how you doing, Skyler?
Broadcasting live from my car, and I'm actually going to the local ice rink so I can go ice skating afterwards.
I was going to say, are you ice skating during the podcast?
Hold on.
Asking Sky.
Honestly, you should. Just every once in a while we hear, "Oh, this is my thought on this, but oh God!"
Well, first off, you jerks, I'm a better skater than either of you could be put together, so shut up.
Cannot dispute that. See, the way that I figured that, the way that Joshua described it, is you getting cross-checked into the boards in the middle of analyzing a women's match.
Yeah.
Well, Eos.
And then here comes more.
Yeah, but in any case, Skyler, you are, as the most pronounced ice skater of all of us. No judgment here. Thank you for skating laps around us. And you certainly, I was just listening back to episode 201 of the Court Martial Podcast where we did the territory trivia, where you literally skated laps around JoshAgeddon. But
thanks for the reminder.
But
it pays to listen to Jim Cornette.
It sure does. But we don't care about Jim Cornette here tonight, because Vince Russo clearly won the war this weekend. But let's talk about our overall thoughts of Night 1, or SummerSlam Saturday, or as I called it, or as I called it, Sausage Slam. I'll explain why in a minute. But your overall thoughts of the first night, JoshAgeddon.
I thought Night 1 was fine. Honestly, you could say for both Night 1 and Night 2, the results are what mattered most. The execution was hit or miss. This was a show about, okay, correct result. Whereas, you know that old adage, it's not about the destination, it's how you get there? This show was honestly the opposite for some of the matches, but overall I thought night one was fine.
Skyler?
I love how Joshua makes a destination pun while I'm driving in the car. Just great symmetry right there.
Yes, very much so. It's almost like we planned this.
In a way. SummerSlam, and particularly night one, as Joshua pointed out, was very much about the destination. It was about the conclusion of stories and the beginning of stories and such, and how WWE continues to pawn off its shows for money and money and money and money and money and money and money. Okay, I've said money enough times.
Well, here comes the money, but we have not hired Shane McMahon for the Court Martial podcast, but wouldn't that be a run-in?
I mean, you already have him on CIW.
That's right. Tune in actually this coming Saturday night. He'll be facing Kiadi Mundi from Star Wars.
That is a match right there. Oh, and
didn't mean to throw that plug in, but speaking of CIW, before we get into SummerSlam proper, might I have the floor real quick? I have a quick little something to get off my chest. Yes, please do.
Ladies and gentlemen, our dear beloved gaggle of sycophants, fans, our nice little fan base we got here.
Wait. They're more than sycophants. They're all
sick of friends. I know. We've both seen Sonic 3. I get it. But
6 times and counting.
Yeah. But for those of you that are listening to this podcast, either on my channel, JoshAgeddon17, or the Court Martial podcast, that also like our wrestling shows TAW and CIW, I have one simple request. Stop asking Sean when I'm coming back. Just full stop. I just find it 100% serious, all joking aside. I find it just a tad disrespectful that you're putting "Where's TAW" in a CIW comment section. If you're watching CIW, or the Court Martial podcast, or White Nux OG, the comments, in my opinion, should have to do with what's in the video, not with what's not in the video. I have literally a mountain of links in the description of every video I do, to my Facebook, to my Instagram, and to my Discord. Why are you asking Sean where I am, acting as if I have died, or I've gone to some kind of castaway island? I'm not in the hyperbolic time chamber, ladies and gentlemen. Or the room of spirit and time, if you really feel like being an asshole. Message me.
Hey, some people like Japanese.
Well, not America in the 1940s. But anyway.
Okay, hold on. I think this is a good time for me to interject and just say, please keep commenting on the CIW. I don't really care.
No.
Just I need the engagement, please.
No. Sean doesn't mind. Sean, I don't think minds it. I do.
But here's the thing.
I do.
To be fair, though, most of the comments that ask when you're coming back are still making their own separate comment that they're liking the shows I'm doing.
In all caps.
It's like they're saying, good shows. Well, in all, that means they really like it. That means but they're still mentioning they like the CIW show. They're kind of mentioning it in kind of addendum of like, any word on when you're coming back? So, but here's my comment about that. If I knew, it's not like I would tell y'all.
I'll tell you. I'm planning on coming back in September.
So, there you go. There you go.
So shut up. Stop asking. The more you ask...
Wait. Wouldn't this be proof that peer pressure works?
No, I was going to say it anyway. I was thinking about doing this before we even started recording. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm planning on bringing TAW back in September, but if you keep asking, I'm going to push it into October. If you keep asking after that, November's after that. Soon we're going to run out of 2026. Do you want to be the reason why TAW comes back in 2027? I'll just full on go down to just one match a year, and it's going to be a women's match. So I'm not even going to give you the good shit.
No.
Keep asking. Don't test me, bro. Don't test me, bro.
By the way, we just got a report from Adam Schefter that TAW is coming back in September of 2027.
Okay.
So you heard it here first.
But yeah, ladies,
thanks, Chef.
once again, I'm not dead. Stop acting as if I'm dead. Please I'm just asking be a tad more respectful of Sean's comments. I know he doesn't mind. I kind of do. Like, if Sean went on hiatus and everyone was commenting on my stuff, where's Sean? Where's CIW? I'd be a little annoyed. So all I'm asking is just stay on point. And why are you asking Sean questions about me when you have access to me? If you have questions, ask me. Which you shouldn't have questions because I just answered them.
Go ask Past Gen Gaming where TAW is. Make annoy him with it because he doesn't even have any information about it, but he likes to spread false information about us. So why not throw it back at him? So if you want to have some fun with it, go ask Past Gen Gaming. Now, all of that aside, we're here to talk about the Summer of the Slam.
And you can go ahead and talk about that for a second because my meatloaf is done. I'll be right back.
Well, speaking of meatloaf, I said earlier that I called this show Sausage Slam. Would you like to know why?
Please tell me why, Sean.
Well, because I decided, because we were all, prior to us watching this show, we all decided, or we all were having a little difficulty wondering what our one skip rule was going to entail. So we all kind of, gentlemen's agreed that we were going to watch what we wanted to watch, and if all three of us skipped one match, that's on them, not on us. Do you remember these conversations, Guy?
It more or less had to do with the way that the cards were structured for both Night 1 and Night 2. Listen. People, we are so far detached from the wrestling that to even do this review required us to go back into our trauma to watch our old favorite pastime that was corrupted by the senior citizen that's currently not there, but maybe isn't there, whatever. You know who I'm talking about.
My boy, again, and again, and again, and again, and again.
Wrestling is such an abusive girlfriend.
No, it's an abusive wife. We're married to it, whether we want to or not.
We are so henpecked. Like, I guess we're watching SummerSlam. And it's like, we don't even want to do it, but we always end up doing it.
It's like the whole thing of, like, you have to watch, okay, time to watch Golden Girls again. I don't want to watch Golden Girls. You're going to watch Golden Girls.
Sophia's hilarious.
Yeah,
yes, but after you listen to the same joke 15 times in a row, it gets tiresome.
Did you know that Betty White's character's dumb? Did you know that? Did you know that Blanche is a whore?
That I made the decision with all of that in mind, and I'm glad you brought up Golden Girls, Sky, because I like Golden Girls, but I don't watch Golden Girls, and I decided this weekend I was taking women's wrestling off. So welcome to Sausage Slam. And I did it on both nights. Those are all the matches I skipped. I watch all the men's stuff, and I left the women at home to cook. And I know where they belong. I know the women can cook, right? Don't get me wrong. They have great matches. But I was taking this weekend off. And I won't lie to you boys, I did not miss it.
You didn't miss anything. All right. I skipped one.
Like I would.
I skipped one women's match, the 6-woman tag on this show. And I watched the women's world title match and the women's ladder match. It's not that they were awful or anything. You just didn't miss really anything.
Well, I didn't feel like it was at a loss for the night. But as such, I will now defer to the two of you to talk about this opening match and all of the opening of the show, because I came in at the 6-man tag. So the floor is yours, and I will pop in with my snide commentary as necessary.
Oh, okay. Speaking of snide commentary, before we even begin proper reviewing the first match, I just want to say right now, the sickos that are trying to harass Stephanie McMahon and Triple H's daughter, singing "God Bless America" or whatever, please stop. Get help.
Go touch grass.
I get that you may not like Triple H. I get that you may not like Stephanie. Why are we bullying a 20-year-old girl?
Because they hurt my they hurt my wrestling. I must burn everything down.
And also, it kind of says something when WWE made sure that they did not have her last name out there, because if they put her last name out there, it would have been even worse.
Yeah. Yeah,
neckbeard's gonna neckbeard, unfortunately. That doesn't matter what what genre we're talking about.
Now, independent of her actual like lineage and nepotism and whatever, she's not the best singer, but she was also pretty nervous. Keep trying, girl.
I didn't hear what happened, so
I skipped past it because I'm not the most patriotic person, so whenever I watch WrestleMania, God Bless America, immediate skip for me.
Yeah,
Except
if
for
we're
whenever
going to go to Saudi Arabia next year, are they still going to sing God Bless America?
Although I will listen to it the next time they do it in a Canadian arena, just so I can hear the absurd amount of heat that no heel on the show will get.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sad.
Oh, and speaking of sad, shall we go to the first match?
We sure shall. Our opening contest was Io Sky versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship. My general overview of the match, I thought it was better than their Queen of the Ring finals match, and I actually think this is probably the best match of Liv Morgan's career. Not saying a whole lot. The only thing I didn't like about this match, honestly, was the outcome, and that's just because I don't like Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
Real quickly before you get into that, was there a reason why Io couldn't have won this match? I was confused after she beat Liv Morgan at Queen of the Ring to get this match, why she couldn't have just won this championship.
Because trouble.
Liv Morgan is the current blonde woman favorite of WWE.
Trouble. That's her.
Yeah, I forgot she beat Ronda Rousey 3 times. My bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, here's the thing. Regardless of whether you think Liv Morgan is good or not, it is currently very obvious that she is the one with all the political clout right now.
Yeah, she does. No doubt about that.
I mean, the running joke was that she had not defended the belt whatsoever since she won it at Mania amongst the Smarks. And they do bring up a good point. Why should she keep the belt if she's not going to defend it?
They brought it up on commentary.
Well, moreover, why is Rhea Ripley keeping the belt when she's injured? Why are we doing an interim champion while we're on that subject? I know that's tomorrow, but like on that same basis, if no one's defending these belts, what are we doing here? And don't look at me and CIW and go, well, you do it because I'm an E-Fed and they're actual wrestling. They have no excuse.
Because they simultaneously wub Liv Morgan and wub Rhea Ripley, but hate that they have to take women's wrestling seriously. This company so badly wants to have their cake and eat it too. They just want... They so badly have always wanted to just be a men's company with the women being a sideshow. But the fact that they've been forced to make women more prominent, they both hate it and do it at the same time. That's the way it... Because they so obviously don't care.
And the other thing, too, also is that they don't want to put in the effort to try and make new stars.
No.
That's why they want to keep the ones that they have around. Which, to be honest, can be applied to the men's division, too. We'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah.
Anyways, beside that fact, the other thing, too, also we have to keep in mind is that, like, because it's a merged company, it's TKO, so it's UFC and WWE. And UFC also does the interim stuff with their champions. And trust me, Sean, is just as frustrating over there, too.
Well, but that's kind of my problem. When in WWE have we ever seen them do this? This is an AEW thing, which is marky as hell. But why is WWE trying to imitate AEW?
No, Sean. They're trying to imitate UFC.
That's worse.
Because UFC is a legitimate sport, and they have interim champions, too, when the present champion can't defend.
Well, they may be legitimate in their sport, but they have legitimately no stars anymore. But that's
no. What you should say is that they may be legitimate in their sport, but they're also very carny-like in nature.
Well, yeah, look who's running it.
Yeah, anyways, we're going to power slap you out of here, Sean, because can me and Joshua talk about this match?
Yes, please do. Please continue.
Joshua, I didn't skip the match.
Did you watch it?
No. I just want to get your reaction.
I was about to say.
I was going to say that was a great joke. I'm sad that was just a joke, because if that were true and you actually skipped it, that would have given me a bigger guffaw than you already got out of me.
But here's the thing, though, is that, like, did I even need to watch this match? The thing also with WWE's booking of the women's division is that it's predictable as hell, especially with certain groups of women. Joshua, it's Judgment Day all day, every day, right?
Yeah. And...
like, how long did it take for Raquel and Roxanne to come into this match and get involved?
It was about 3/4 of the way through the match when they came out there, and I was like, yep, there it is. Yep. Right on cue.
Honestly, I thought they would have come out earlier.
They did give them a decent chunk of the match where it was just a match before the Judgment Day McFuckery train started.
I hate this stable.
How has this stable been around for 6 years? 4 years. Just good lord.
And they do the same shit every single fucking time. I hate it so fucking much.
Yeah, I mean, Io's great, and Liv, when she's in there with someone who, you know, is good at wrestling, which is the women's division, take some slim pickings there, she can have a good match when she's carried to one. And there was some cool stuff. I liked the diving code breaker. That was cool. I liked the finish, although Michael Cole is an idiot and not very good at doing his job, which... welcome to... But also, the sky is blue and water is wet. This was good, but there was nothing really all that noteworthy or memorable.
Are we at the point now where we're saying it's a Liv Morgan match?
Yeah.
Because, like, it's the same spots, it's the same interference things, it's the same bullshit this, bullshit that.
Io did the Oblivion at one point, and it looked better than when Liv does it.
Everyone who does Liv's Oblivion makes it look better than Liv does.
Because all of those people
Every one of them.
Because they're better wrestlers than she is. She's not good.
Okay, here's the thing I have to ask with Liv Morgan. Is the merchandise that she sells enough for how average she is as a wrestler?
It's not even the merchandise. It's the way she looks. She has sex appeal, and that's it.
Yeah, she doesn't even really have that much personality either, from what I've seen.
No, she does not.
I mean, she's I can't say that.
I'll say it. She's an ethot. I've been saying this for years, bro. Like, that is her personality. She is a modern woman.
I hate that pun so much.
Well, but he's not wrong. I mean, the thing is they finally figured out how to market it. But you know, kind of to your point on the Judgment Day, and this is also applicable to the Bloodline, which has been around longer than the NWO too. Everybody got on Eric Bischoff for rehashing the same storyline until the company folded. But look at what WWE has done over the past 6 years.
The exact same thing.
It has been 2 factions and then everybody else.
And then every once in a while, another faction shows up and then dies in the same amount of time.
Yeah, because the entire faction gets injured.
Or the entire faction just explodes at the division.
I feel bad for Braun Breaker. He got so fucked.
Yep, yeah. Have you seen like the last episode of Raw where he just every time he was on camera he looked like the most depressed puppy dog you've ever seen?
That dude was supposed to win the Rumble and go on to Mania to fight Seth Rollins for the belts, and look where he is now. He's the cuck for Austin Theory.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and what Grayson Waller said in that NXT promo opened a different perspective to that whole situation, didn't it?
Yep.
No, it doesn't.
Does it not?
It's... Look, the promo that Grayson Waller cut is any dime a dozen. Hey, I'm talking about real shit that's happening backstage, while we also have a show called Unreal that does the same exact thing.
It did come across... it's like we've heard so many, I'm unhappy about the way I've been used promos. It's just this one had an Australian accent.
That's all there is to it. That's the only difference.
Well, I thought his delivery was better than most other people who have tried this.
He had good delivery. He did have
what
good
makes
delivery.
what makes this promo any different from what The Miz did, or what CM Punk did, or what any other people have done with the griped and bitched about WWE?
Well, may I counter with, we have not been able to get rid of The Miz since, and CM Punk was gone for 10 years, and people kept chanting his name as a result of that. So every time that it has happened with some level of consequence, except for AD Lee, it has actually mattered to some degree. And anyone who's clearly imitated it, like MJF, they've tried to make halfway decent, but of course that is inherently going to fail given the nature of where that happened. But
here's the thing: is Grayson Waller have the same star potential as CM Punk or The Miz?
Potentially. He's not 1,000 years
Sean,
old.
Sean, I want you to go lay down on your injured back and take your bad takes with you.
Listen, we all thought that a lot of careers that were destroyed by Vince were gone. Look at what happened with Chad Gable on this very weekend. And you're telling me that Grayson Waller can't figure it out to get something to click that'll make somebody deem the AI algorithm worthy of his appearance on the main roster, if it matters.
Maybe if he works hard enough, he can be the Liv Morgan of the men's division.
Which means we won't be able to get rid of him. Hence, my point is proven.
What's Australian for trouble? But
anyways, side tangents aside, I got nothing else on this Liv Morgan Io Sky match. I mean, again, it's a Liv Morgan Io Sky match. You've seen one, you've seen them all. They've wrestled each other so much. Also, that didn't help at all.
It was probably the best match they've had together, but that's not saying a lot. Again, back to my I hate Michael Cole tangent. The finish was actually kind of cool. Liv Morgan goes for the Oblivion, but Io does the headstand out of it, but Michael Cole sells it like she actually spiked her on her head, even though she rolled through it. Then Liv Morgan hits an immediate code breaker, and then actually hits the Oblivion for the first time, actually hits it, and Michael Cole's like, she hit it a second time! And I'm like, I fucking hate Michael Cole. And then she gets the 1, 2, 3. And then I started booing. Both because of Michael Cole and Liv Morgan winning things. The sheer amount of accolades that Liv Morgan has makes me depressed, because welcome to life on Earth, where mediocrity you'll win many, many awards.
At least Charlotte could wrestle from time to time.
Yeah.
And her, Liv getting the Charlotte push is just painful.
Depressing.
It was painful watching her beat Ronda Rousey 3 times with a wiffle ball bat. And
hey, she lost that one, okay? She lost that match.
Oh yeah, because she got choked out in between Ronda's thighs, and there was female fluid all over the ring that they had to mop up before the next match.
Came that night, didn't she?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, so I think she still came out a winner there. So
I have nothing but disgust for that.
Well, maybe a men's 6-man tag will cheer you up, Sky?
You had me at men, you lost me at 6-man tag.
Can I win you back with Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, and the third man in this equation? Royce Keys versus the Usos and Jacob Fatu, aka the Gears of War, by our DLC?
Sean, I have a question for you.
No.
Well, you're going to answer the question anyways. Is Royce Keys the worst name in WWE right now? Now that JC Mateo's been fired?
Probably. I'm sure there's some NXT names or whatever, any of those Fatal Influence ladies that are probably who I refuse to learn their shitty names. What's the name for Santana who came over?
Cruz Montana,
which is that's pretty bad.
All you had to do was call him Montana Cruz.
No,
or just how about just the Santana part was the part that was the problem. Because
just name him Mike Santana.
Yeah,
or Santana Cruz. Actually, no, Santa Cruz County would sue him.
Well, let me put it this way. I think that no matter what his name is, he's got a better chance of making a long-lasting impact in wrestling than Royce Keys Hobbs does currently. I know he had some moments in this 6-man tag, but I am not enthusiastic regarding his long-term career. I think it's too little too late for Powerhouse Hobbs.
He's too old. He didn't get the learning when he needed it. He's too green and he doesn't know what he's doing. Wait, hold on. Did I describe Powerhouse Hobbs or Jade Cargill? I can't tell.
It's if only Mace Windu were here to tell them that he is too old. But
well, Sean,
so the
Sean, since me and Skyler gave basically opinions on the first match, and you were like, "Yep, that's the thing that happened that I didn't watch." Give us your general overview of this 6-man tag team match.
Well, fairly, I kept interrupting you two trying to talk about the match, and we ended up getting sidetracked a whole mess. So
we were talking about things that were more interesting than the Liv Morgan Io Sky match. So,
well, I suppose that's fair. Well, the first thing is that when I saw Jacob Fatu come out in the wolf mask, I'm like, let me guess, they're in the game. Somebody confirmed for me that they're DLC, but I'm guessing that they're DLC. Not a single Minnesotan cared about Powerhouse Hobbs. And that's kind of where I was like, oh no.
Well, he also has very shitty music.
Well, yeah, but people cheer for... I mean, this crowd was kind of mid all night. This crowd was not what the second night's crowd was, to be fair.
That is true.
But still, it was... Even when he got, like, the quote-unquote hot tag, that people were like, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
It was kind of rough. They cheered the fuck out of LA Knight. They cheered the fuck out of Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys was there.
Yeah, it was the LA Knight Solo Sikoa show and their friend Royce Keys.
To the point where...
Again, I hate to say it, but he was the token black guy.
Yes, he was.
And that's probably the only reason why this wasn't a handicap match. And this would have been a God bless you. But anyway, it's crazy to me. It is actually crazy to me how LA Knight has not lost the crowd reaction at all, given the way that he has been booked for the past calendar year. Granted, he's fucked up a fair amount of times, so he's done it to himself, but it is amazing to me how little momentum he's lost with this crowd.
The people love him. That's how it is.
How?
But
how?
by just
they've done with him. How?
If anything, the booking against him has made the people love him even more.
Yeah, it makes him sympathetic.
Yeah, I suppose so. Because it's.
But hold on, Sean. More than LA Knight, I have to admit something I never thought I would say, and I'm glad that this is being recorded.
I have been waiting for this because I knew it was coming. Go on.
Sean, you were absolutely right. Solo Sikoa is amazing.
It's my dude.
He's
come such a long way. Also a victim of garbage booking.
Why have they just now gone, he's kind of funny, let's make him a somewhat silly but still badass babyface? Why are they just now doing this with him? I know the answer is because the people that run the show are stupid, but why are they just now doing this?
Imagine he had pinned any of the top stars of consequence.
Yeah.
In singles matches.
This is the only time I've ever seen someone that was Samoan run it back, and I actually liked it, because it was making fun of my least favorite wrestler in the company.
I still hate it.
But that's how it works. That's why it works, because one, nobody likes Jey Uso anymore. He's properly a heel now.
Literally this match I thought was pretty good, but the quality kind of nosedived whenever Jey Uso got tagged in. Why does he still do the spear? Well, let me rephrase that. Why does he still attempt his shitty-looking spear?
Because he has to do things that his cousin does that's more over.
Oh, and also, what in the world happened? Or was happening when they're like, oh, Royce Keys is big, he's huge, he's got muscles, his name was once Powerhouse. When he was trying to do whatever he was trying to do with Jimmy Uso from like the backbreaker position on the second rope, that dude was struggling. He could not get Jimmy Uso into position. And then they almost killed themselves with that power slam? Question mark? I think. Maybe.
That I really liked. I thought that was cool with him and Jacob Fatu.
No.
Oh, the earlier one. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I'll get to that one. That was my favorite spot of the entire night one. But
no, the almost power slam. This is kind of why he was getting no reaction.
Yeah, but that was rough.
Right around that time, though, I saw a sign that said "pew pew," and it just made me laugh. So, but then,
by the way, to answer your question, Joshua, about why he was struggling to lift up Jimmy Uso, is because Jimmy Uso probably drank a lot. That's a very heavy body.
Yeah.
Got all that bloating. Well,
hey, listen. He's a dad. I mean, I didn't say he's married. I'm saying he's a dad.
Well, we could have been talking about the other Uso, but he's not anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
I miss Naomi. Where's Naomi? Bring her back.
She's on maternity leave, I'm sure. But
where's the baby?
On maternity leave.
Fair enough.
Doing commentary for GCW.
Fuck off. Fuck off. We're not mentioning Vince Russo here. Fuck off.
No, not JCW, GCW.
Oh, God. There are two different organizations of suck.
Different place. Anyway, Lee
clowns in both of them.
Yeah, oh, God. Well, Lee Fitting did corner pictures that looked shockingly similar to a program that I happen to be familiar with.
Yeah, so, I noticed that too, and honestly, these, like, really in the corner, like, oh, there's a little replay box. I actually kind of like them, because less is more. I thought
it worked better, actually.
Yeah, less is more.
Know, not just because I demand royalties, but just it actually did look better. It's better than taking the entire thing away and then not being able to see any of the real action.
Yeah. But,
so I thought that worked well.
I loved the finish of this match all the way to the spot that Sean thought I was talking about. Okay, say what you want about Royce Keys and the crowd's reaction to him during this match. Jacob Fatu starts running towards Royce Keys to, like, put him through the barricade because it's a match that involves a Samoan. Someone's got to go through the barricade. Royce Keys catches this motherfucker and launches him over the barricade, clean over, and goes with him. And everyone watching was, like, in the crowd was like, oh my God! That was
the only thing that Keys did that got any reaction at all.
Because it was insane and they both almost died.
Well, and I will say, and it was at this point, after I was like, oh, that was sweet, that they did a shot to the hard cam, and I'm like, dude, Chris Van Vliet sticks out like a giant sword square.
I was waiting. I was like, when is Sean going to mention that Chris Van Vliet's big fat head was right in the middle of the first row?
And it made me think that there is somewhere an E-Federation that could make a great square-headed tag team. The Blockers, not the Rockers, the Blockers, of Square Jaw McGraw, Zack Sabre Jr., and Chris Van Vliet. If the potential is there, I leave it in the hands of whoever deems it capable. But you can have that one.
I'm not doing it. But anyway. But
there are plenty of you out there who will make a solid attempt at it.
Yeah, there are plenty of you out there that are making your own CAW show that looks very similar to mine, and that doesn't piss me off at all. Where are my royalties? But anyway,
hey, watch out! Josh was gonna get his mom and his lawyer involved.
Yeah, absolutely. I would call you on my cell phone, but I don't have it right now. But anyway, more on this story at 11. But
I would call you on the cell phone if I had one. Sorry, happy one away. But happy.
I'm just gonna text you both some NDAs, Joshua. You'll get this one in a little bit.
Yeah.
You'll get it on your wedding day.
Yeah.
Sign this when you have the time, will you?
Yeah.
Anyway.
So the finish of this match,
I just made like 5 or 6 references that nobody's gonna know, or possibly everybody's gonna know.
We're gonna flip that coin either way, but so
most of our podcasts are just to pop ourselves anyway.
And that's what makes them entertaining, ladies and gentlemen.
So, but we get an Uso splash 2 count on LA Knight. What do I have to do? Solo spike to Jimmy when they were setting up a 1D. BFT. Jay sold like Rob Van Dam, but shittier. And LA Knight pinned somebody. Holy crap.
He pinned Jey Uso. But first off, Solo Sikoa using the Samoan spike to stop the 1D. You know, the shitty version of the 3D. So many babyface points right off rip.
Oh, yeah. And I'll tell you what, Josh, again, that gave me a big squeeze.
Yeah. It sure did, Sean.
Lord.
It sure did. And he wasn't even wearing an eye patch, and it was not forgettable. And he's not friends with someone.
Less people are gonna know that reference.
He doesn't have any friends that are the pre-show stopper. But anyway,
welcome to the self-indulgent podcast.
But yeah, I love that he's
no, that's beating the elite.
That is also true. But I love that he stopped the shit D from taking place. Because the Usos 1D looks terrible every time they do it. Like whoever's doing the cutter part, they cannot. It's like watching. Oh, this is going to be a reference for me. It's like watching someone fumble the ball in a football game. Like what are you doing? What is this? What you're flapping your hands around? Just grab his head. It's a cutter.
Yeah, Cam Newton.
Yeah, that person.
That's a dated reference, Sean.
I'm gonna dab real quick.
The people who know.
Sean dabbed before this podcast, but anyway. He's nursing a back injury. He's been carrying this podcast for so long. But anyway.
That's right.
But yeah, and I am very happy that LA Knight, for one, I'm just glad that he spiked Jey Uso on the top of his head. And then he pinned him. So this 6-man tag gets a thumbs up from one thumb up, not both because it had Jey Uso in it, but one solid thumb up.
Is that thumb going to the throat?
No, I'm not breaking up a 1D yet. If
I'm
in attendance,
Joshua, admit it. If you got the chance to throw a punch at Jey Uso, you would.
Probably. No, if I was in the crowd and he decided to run it back, they better hope that I didn't get my katana past security.
If Jey Uso started yeeting outside the doors of your Pizza Hut at 11 at night, what would you do?
I would get arrested. And not because of any kind of suspicious texts on my phone.
If he got a whole bunch of people on the street tweaking to yeet with him right outside the door, what would you do?
My car would need to go to the shop because I would rack up a lot of points pretending that I'm Android 17 running over people. Anyway, let's move on before I actually
You could just say GCA 6, God.
But you know what? It was fine. I liked this match. It was a 6-man tag. It was fine for what it was. But for what it could have been, it was fine.
And to the shock of no one, the superior of the two 6-person tags on this night.
Well, I only saw one, so.
Same, but I didn't have to watch the other one to know it would suck.
Yeah, well, that's fair. We move on to, this is the match that does it for me, definitely. It was Gunther versus Nick Aldis. And I didn't know this because I was a fine pirate, and I'm going to talk about that in just a second, speaking of eye patches.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't realize, did they not do any hype packages for these matches, save for the main events?
No, they did not.
Why? That's like the best thing WWE has, and I thought that they would have told some story about Gunther and Nick Aldis to get people familiar with him. But
I was shocked that they didn't do one for CM Punk and Cody.
Yeah, it wasn't in the budget, brother.
Yeah, I guess. Well, maybe that's true. Maybe they don't want to pay that because there's executives that need raises. But, okay.
If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
Well, exactly. And seeing how his movies aren't bringing in revenue, he's got to get it somehow. But in any case, now speaking of revenue, I just mentioned I was a pirate. But I got to tell you, boys, this match being sponsored by the General just got me mad.
Uh-oh.
Because I'm sitting here like, oh, this match is being sponsored by the General. The General, when you need a break, yeah, I need a break from these fucking ads, bro. I'm so done with this fucking horse shit. Everything was an ad. The whole show was ads. Even when you get them, most of them skipped because somebody's just ripping it from somewhere. You still cannot escape the ads. It's just painful.
Now, Sean, let me ask you a question. You've complimented in the past when Gunther gets sponsored by the General because it fits his gimmick.
Yeah, that was fun once. Not every time you see the human being.
You know what? That's also fair.
Yeah. I want to be like that General commercial and speed away in the sports car.
Now, Sean, I caught something during this match, and I want to know if you caught it. It was a Michael Cole moment-ism.
I was going to say, was it chlamydia?
I mean, you might have that. I don't know. I haven't checked. Turn your head and cough real quick. So there was a part.
I can't stand up. My back hurts.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, we could try it seated, but it might be a little bit more awkward. But anyway,
go ahead.
So
Lumpkins aside,
Nick Aldis comes out, and he actually gets a solid reception. And Michael Cole is running through his accolades. Did you hear what Michael Cole said that Nick Aldis has won in the past?
Yes, and I'll tell you why I wrote it down. Because this is a great segue, because I've deemed it now that Michael Cole has spread misinformation, much like Past Gen Wrestling, about me. I have to set the record straight. Because he said, and I quote somewhat, Nick Aldis would go on to be Cody Rhodes for the NWE, a world title. That is my history, because NWE is my fantasy thing that I made when I was a teenager. That is god awful. But I am going to, I promised years ago I would share it with each and every one of you, and now I have no choice but to do so.
Yeah, I heard NWE, and I paused the show. I was like, did I just hear what I think I just heard? And I rewound it, and he said NWE, and I was like, oh my god, I cannot wait till Sean hears this.
Yes, and Cody Rhodes was never in NWE for what it's worth.
But Nick Aldis might have been. But and then when Nick Aldis was coming out, okay.
He actually was.
Okay. When Nick Aldis was coming to the ring, we had the best sign I've ever seen in my life in the audience. There was an audience member that held up a sign that said, "All dis and a bag of chips." And I fucking died.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Whoever had that sign, Mazel Tov. That was great.
Also, speaking of people marking for themselves, Wade Barrett marking out to Aldis coming out to Oasis was something.
That was funny.
It was just listening to him talk like a fanboy, like, God, Wade Barrett, you're really revealing stuff about yourself.
I never thought I'd agree with Michael. I never thought I'd agree with Michael Cole, and Michael Cole was like, I've never heard you reach that octave before.
But you know what? I loved it. I loved him being excited for his friend.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's just like, that felt genuine to me from Wade. And a lot of Wade does feel genuine. That's why I like him so much on commentary.
Yeah. And he's
the other thing too is that this is really, really cool, because this is the chance for Nick Aldis to wrestle on a main event stage and against a big time opponent, and he's legitimately still a really good wrestler, even at his advanced age.
Yeah.
Didn't miss a beat.
No.
And he's only 39, for what it's worth. He got years on him. You know, if he wants to. But, man, the exchange to start was great. You know, Aldis gets on top. Gunther gets a powder. But the thing I thought of the entire match was, God, I have missed Nick Aldis punches. Oh, that just, it satisfies some subconscious thing psychologically about wrestling. Is a good wrestling punch. And Nick Aldis has always had great wrestling punches. But they learned from Doug Williams.
I loved that one chop that Gunther threw that they did slow-mo of, and it got him like right in the throat. It wasn't loud, but man, that looked painful.
Yeah.
The ripple of his neck as Gunther chops through it was so visceral.
And I love that even Wade Barrett was like, you didn't even need the sound effect on that one.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat fatalities wish to have that kind of effect.
Yeah, or that.
No, Indie Federation table spots wish they had that effect.
Well, we'll get to Indie Federation table spots later. I'm flatlining here, so somebody take me to the hospital.
Yeah. Sean's back it can take no more. Who knows CPR around here? I will do mouth to mouth.
I didn't even know I was hooked up to the monitor. Mickey James is here.
Yeah.
The press to suplex was gorgeous by Nick. And then I had to ask the question, is that the sun or just like a giant blinding light fixture that was coming in from the side? And like a match and a half later, I was like, okay, can confirm. Large yellow item in the sky, the sun.
Yes.
But
wheel keeps on turning in the sky. Oh wait, that's the wrong song.
Well, there was a Zeppelin later on, but we'll get to that later. But in any case, the Mickey James is here. There was an Irish whip from Gunther that was just nasty. And I mean, the whole match was just, it was two wrestlers having a wrestling match.
Yeah, it was simple, but in a good way.
Yeah. But here's the thing I noticed. It was at this moment I noticed they are having a really hard time not shooting empty seats.
Good. Get fucked. Good.
Yeah. I didn't want to notice because I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt, even though we had heard all the way up to this that they were having a hard time pushing tickets. But even with them selling tickets for $25 leading up to the show, yeah, man.
Hey,
well, here's the thing, John, is that, like, do you know how many people they sat in the arena that night?
Did they do an attendance figure, by the way? Did they have somebody come out and reveal it? I didn't see any of that. I skipped past it every time.
No, they did not, which is very telling.
Very revealing.
They did 36,683. Do you know how many people could fit in that stadium?
Like 80,000, isn't it?
66.
Yeah.
So they sold half a stadium.
Yeah, they didn't come anywhere close to executing Order 66. There are still a lot of Jedi still alive.
Yeah, Kiadi Mundi's wrestling Shane McMahon this Saturday night.
Yes!
I am banging my head against the sun visor in my car because somebody double promoted that match twice. Son of a bitch!
You've got to admit, Sky, you set me up perfectly for that, though.
I love doing these shows with you two guys.
You cannot complain about WWE's advertisements when you do the exact same thing, you bitch.
Buy my book when I finish writing it.
Better have us sponsoring our own stuff than me being a mascot behind somebody who just won a match right at the end of the match who didn't need to be there. We'll talk about that on night 2. Better us promoting us than just a couple of idiots waving around drumstick t-shirts. But then we get a quote-unquote Michinoku driver from Nick Aldis, which was a body slam.
When I know that Nick Aldis has done the Michinoku driver in the past, but when he just gives him a basic ass scoop slam, and Michael Cole's like, "Oh my god, a Michinoku driver of sorts, a modified one." I'm like, bro, it's a fucking scoop slam.
Just say, "Oh, it was just a body slam."
God,
just say that. Just admit it.
Michael Cole loves to make his own job that he's terrible at more difficult.
He is the king of the double down on bad calls.
Yes, and that's a good call, Sean.
Yes, exactly.
What have y'all done to me?
Well, we get 2 big elbow drops and the clover leaf.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a sleeper exchange. Aldis got the crowd way heavy here. This was the most that they reacted almost all night.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, we get a big power bomb in the sleeper. And this is the only thing I didn't like about this. I would have much rather Gunther had clotheslined the hell out of Nick Aldis and just pinned him. I don't think a tap out served a purpose here. I understand standing up for yourself as a man, but tapping out just, I don't know. I don't think for what he was trying to stand up for in that match that the finish fit. It would have been better if he just got beat, in my opinion.
I did not mind that he tapped. I actually was glad. Like, you don't have Gunther tapping out people enough. It's always him having people pass out. So I'm glad that we got a tap out. It didn't. But I understand what you're saying, and I honestly didn't think about that. But it did not bother me.
This would have been so much easier if WWE did better with selecting their finishes. Like, yes, it makes sense that someone like Jey Uso would tap out because he doesn't have fighting spirit. And if you even try to argue he does, fuck you. But Nick Aldis, yeah, he should have. This is the time where Nick Aldis should have passed out rather than tap out. But, you know, WWE, right?
It's what it is. And to be fair, it didn't really overall hurt the match. You know, I get it's more like personal preference. Like for the story you're telling, I just thought that it would have fit better if Aldis found a way to kick out of that last sleeper and then push Gunther off, and Gunther got like a back elbow or one of those big boots or whatever, dazed Nick Aldis, and then just hit him with one of those beefy ass clotheslines. I miss when the clothesline just won the match, you know, and it would have been
He only did it one time versus Sheamus.
Yeah, exactly. And for Nick Aldis and to consider that it required that, and especially considering Gunther as he was leaving was like, that was way harder than I expected. Like, and he gave Nick Aldis that bump and made sure he said that into the camera, which I thought was actually really helpful for the overall vibe, because I get the feeling that they're going to bring Nick Aldis out to wrestle selectively, and I think that's actually a better use of his talent.
Guarantee you we'll see him in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, let's cherry pick this one.
Yeah.
And see when we want to use him the most, and I think that's going to be much better on the whole.
But yeah, all in all, this was my favorite match on night one.
I loved it. It was a great, you know, it wasn't my favorite Gunther match ever. It wasn't my favorite Nick Aldis match ever, but it was really good. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad Nick Aldis had the opportunity to do this. Because I've always been high on Nick Aldis. You both know this.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were always high on your own shit.
I mean, that too.
Well, rule number 4, never get high on your own supply. Or was
Wait, I thought the 4th rule of Popo's training was don't break Popo's stuff. Oh, wait, that's the 6th rule of Popo's training. Never mind.
Remember the pecking order, Skyler.
I thought the 6th level of fatness was, oh, hell no. Anyway, so then we get a family moment. Then there's a big blimp. And now we, here we go. It is time for Street Fighter. It is Cody, Captain Guile.
No. You're forgetting the women's match that happened in the middle.
Oh my God, you're so right. Because again, Sausage Slam. So I must once again defer and get high on my own supply. Give me one moment.
Sean, Skyler, go break Popo's stuff real quick since we're just breaking the rules now.
Yeah, hold on. If you boys would allow me to have the rant now.
Well, just real quick, I did not watch the 6-woman tag because I had better things to do than to waste my time and watch people make me want to stop watching wrestling in general. Skyler, you have the floor.
And agreed. I also did not watch this match, but I would like to rant here, so I'm going to.
Oh boy.
You boys can feel free to chime in whenever you want to, but allow me to get my mojo going.
Buckle your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. We in for a bumpy ride.
And the reason why I am deciding to do this rant is because of the 3 of us, I think I can do this the most eloquently. Of course, Joshua and Sean, you're more than welcome to throw in your own stuff in between.
I just did. Go ahead.
Anyways, while Sean is trying to recover from his back pain from being made humble by the ghost of the Iron Sheik, This 6-woman tag kind of emphasizes all of the issues that WWE's division has at this current time. Fact is that their booking and creative is so horrendous and so horrible that it is beyond predictable to the point of being able to be predicted months and even years in advance. And sometimes the predictable thing is the right thing, like Cody Rhodes beating Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. But sometimes that predictability makes it really, really bad. Joshua, I have a question for you.
I have an answer for you.
Do you remember at the WrestleMania 42 review when I said that most likely what's going to happen is that Paige and Brie Bella win these tag titles, and then Nikki Bella's going to come in and they're going to lose the titles, and then Nikki's going to turn heel?
I remember this verbatim.
And we predicted it. No, we predicted it months ago. Heck, I reinforced it a couple of weeks ago in our own personal group chat once we found out that this was going to be a 6-woman tag. And I watched the angle. It was really shitty. Nikki Bella is still a terrible wrestler. Brie Bella is even worse than her, and now she's injured, which means that this is going to get delayed and pushed further again.
Don't tell anyone on X/Twitter that the Bellas can't wrestle, because then you'll get a bunch of weirdos who want to jerk off on their faces defending their wrestling capabilities. Because, I mean, they're not thinking with their brains; they're thinking with a different organ.
And the thing also is that, like,
come tribute energy, don't they?
Yeah, they really do.
Listen. The Bellas fan base is made of those weird neckbeards and also the women that fell in love with them, either from watching wrestling or Total Divas or both. Whichever one you want to talk about is whatever one you want to talk about.
If you started watching wrestling because you started watching with Total Divas, please stop watching wrestling. I'm just saying.
And that's the thing, and I knew you were going to say that, Joshua, and I'm going to get to that point right away. Normally, I am the person that says, you know what, the show's going to have stuff for everybody. And the show is going to have stuff for everybody, and some of that stuff you're just not going to like, and that's okay. It's not for you. That doesn't mean I still don't get to like it, because I'm not going to like it. Just because it's for somebody else doesn't mean it's for me. And that's the attitude that I carry whenever I'm watching anything that has to do with the Bellas. I would rather not. And I know what's going to make this even worse, and the match that Joshua will skip, but if he is forced to watch, he will hate it, is the Bellas versus Paige and AJ Lee.
Which you know for a fact they're doing now. Like,
because that is the match. That is the last match that happened for AJ Lee before she left on hiatus after WrestleMania 31. And I should know because I was there.
Oh, you're right. They're going to want to run that. Of all the matches to have ever been matched, why run back that one? Why?
Because the women.
Oh, fuck the women, says the Virgin.
I mean, not these women. Not these women.
You know what? Can we just not have women's wrestling anymore? It's not worth. Rhea Ripley, I love you. But I just wish that women's wrestling didn't exist anymore after hearing that.
Well, this is one of those matches and those pairings that really makes me wonder whether Bruce Pritchard is being the hand puppet for one of the previous administration heads who liked to shit on heads, who just recently went to arbitration. Because there are little bits and pieces that made me think that he's getting some germs of ideas into the mix. And this match just reeks of it. And I'm not interested. No. You know, I'm just not.
And the other thing, too, also, is that I'm not using this match at all to judge any of Fatal Influence. Frankly, I haven't watched enough of them to judge them one way or another. I don't love their names, but I at least remember that JC Jane was a good prospect. I can't speak about the other two because I just have not seen them.
Honestly,
but I was not going to judge them based off of this match, because if I did, I would have much worse feelings about them because they were wrestling the Bellas and Paige.
Honestly, the best thing about this match is that at least JC Jane pinned Paige relatively clean.
It was the smallest of victories.
Yeah, that is the most bleak of silver linings.
But here's the thing, Joshua, and this is the thing that will hurt Fatal Influence's career more than anything else. They are the women's tag team champions.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, that's even worse than not being Samoan. Being women's tag team champions.
Speaking of, Brie Bella legitimately got hurt, which is just going to make this. God, and it's
you're gonna get Nikki Bella versus Paige first, and then you'll get the tag match.
No, we're not. I'm not watching it. You can have that match. You can have it be a 3 stages of hell, Iron Woman, Hell in a Cell, submission tables, ladders, and chairs match. I'm not watching it.
Well, here's the thing: is that it could be happening even right now as we speak on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. Well. Please don't tell me what's happening on Monday Night Raw.
Please don't. Spare me, Skyler. Spare me.
Oh,
I feel like Ebenezer Scrooge at the end of fucking Christmas Carol going, spare me. Spare me.
Yes. I'll give a Christmas goose to just not have to watch Raw.
I'll change.
Jim Carrey was in one of those, right?
Yeah, he was in the animated one. But yeah, I promise I'll change my ways. They're actually doing a new one that has Johnny Depp in it, and that actually looks pretty good.
Oh, Johnny Depp changing his ways. Yeah, right.
I like Johnny Depp.
Me too. He drugged Marilyn Manson at a party to make him stop talking once. That was funny.
That's a true gentleman. As now we move on to Street Fighter.
Hey, that's the one way to get through a Bella's match. Drugs.
No amount of drugs you could give me through a Bella's match.
Yeah, it wasn't happening for me. But move on.
When's the last time we watched a show where all 3 of us skipped something?
May I hazard a guess what the last time it was? Probably women.
I was about to say something involving women.
Probably.
Well, here's the thing. What's the last show that all 3 of us reviewed?
Mania?
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Listen, I know we've cut down on our shows. Look at what the B shows have been giving us, okay? It hasn't been much better.
We only reviewed Night of Champions because Sami Zayn won. And, 9 days later.
Yeah. And boy, look at how well that worked out for him this weekend.
Listen, me and Sean have more fun reviewing a AAA Night de los Grande Americanos than we did some WWE shows, okay? I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, that was the, thank you, Undertaker. But in any case, speaking of dead men and skulls, it's Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk for the Street Fighter Undisputed Championship.
Fuck off.
Did you guys know that Street Fighter's coming out and that Street Fighter is a movie and that Cody Rhodes is in Street Fighter and the Street Fighter, you should go out and see it in theaters, and that this match has been promoted by Street Fighter and you should go see Street Fighter in theaters?
Hey, Sean, if there's
also, did you hear that apparently there was some false advertising and this was supposed to be a street fight?
Sean, if there's one thing I admire about you above anything else, it's your guile.
Captain Guile. Well,
damn it, Joshua. That was a very good pun.
It's more like, yeah, but
you guys can't see it, but I'm doing a curtsy right now.
The fate of this podcast is grim. And I am its captain.
Shut up.
As Cody Rhodes came out as Captain Guile Grimm.
Captain Grimmel, or
as
something to that effect.
I don't know who thought this was the way to promo the movie. But no. No.
But Sean, he looked really cool.
No, he didn't.
No. You're like the dude that was the Riddler in the most recent Batman movie. No.
It was not cool. Some of Cody's things were cool. This was painfully obvious that they're gonna try and sell that. I'm sure you could buy that mask already on WWEshop.com.
Cody,
Well, funny you should mention that.
Cody, the only thing you should be wearing, like if you want to wear a skull mask, just anything other than the Twisted Metal 4 for some reason, Captain Grimm mask, Don't do it.
Funny you should mention that. They have a men's Cody Rhodes shirt as him as Guile.
Huh. Well, I must admit, Cody's entrance reception was weak as hell, though. People are beyond done with Cody Rhodes.
They want him heel
it's to the
already.
point of funny now. It's to the point of funny.
I love Cody, but he needs to go heel.
He needs to go away.
Or something. Something other than what he's doing right now. And I love the guy. But white meat, babyface, I'm QB1. I'm easy to find, but hard to beat. Just something other than what you're doing now, Cody, please. But as far as this match in particular is concerned, I thought it was good, but boy howdy did it take a minute for it to get going. Because
my God,
the crowd did not want to get into they got them into the match, but it was a struggle.
And see, I had like the opposite feeling about it because I thought it was great at first, and then it just kept going, and then it kept going, and then it kept going, and then it kept going. And I think it ended at some point because it was just long, good but long, and the crowd was very much stuck in taffy the whole match.
I do want to point out, since we are going through entrances, CM Punk is very lucky that he dressed as a Minnesota North Star gear and not Green Bay Packer gear in Minnesota of all places. Like, come on, man.
I figured he can't be that dumb. I looked at him like, no, there's no way. Unless they're actually properly turning him heel tonight. Which, no. And I must admit, while we're on the subject, Skyler, you gave me flowers earlier about Solo Sikoa. We had a chat a couple weeks ago, I think, and I asked you both, if they were to turn somebody for this match, who would they turn and why? And you both didn't answer the prompt and said, they're not going to turn anybody. And I said, that's not the prompt. And so I finally got you both to answer the prompt and said, well, I agree with you both that they're not going to turn anybody. And wouldn't you know who won the pony? Nobody turned.
Because this company has a severe lack of testicles.
Because Cody Rhodes doesn't want to be a heel. And CM Punk is too popular right now.
Right, and also, I was so worried. The one thing about this match that I'm happy about is Cody didn't get the belt back, because the last thing we need is babyface Cody with the title again. That would have been death. But if you had to, I was so worried that they were going to do, let's turn another iconic babyface heel against Cody. That'll get people to cheer him, because it worked so well with John Cena, worked so well with Randy Orton, or it could have until you Pat McAfee all over the place. I'm glad they didn't turn CM Punk heel, and honestly, they shouldn't turn CM Punk heel. That again, I said this already, and I've said this before. They have got to turn Cody heel. It has been time.
But he doesn't want to be a heel.
Cody, get your head out of your ass. Well, first take the Captain Grimm helmet off and remove your head from your own anus.
You know who else didn't want to turn heel?
John Cena.
Hulk Hogan. And I kind of more relate Cody's ego to Hogan than I do John Cena. John
Cena did want to turn heel. It's Vince who did not want to turn him heel.
That's quite true. And so it's but anyway, I'm glad we got that walking down the hall shot of CM Punk that accomplished I forget what.
To make him look like Discount Goldberg?
Yeah, by the way, can I just mention how much I despise the fact that they have glamorized Gorilla so much? It's like they've bedazzled that whole area. It's mostly just for Unreal. I know that's what it is. It's for all their documentaries so they can remain well lit. But I don't know. It doesn't feel like a production room. It feels like another theater stage with a couple of headsets in it. You know,
well, it's all performative. It's all performative.
I know. I'm just old and crusty.
It's
and my back
quite
hurts.
literally the performance center.
I know.
Oh, boo!
I'm on fire tonight, boys.
But then we get
Joshua's puns are advancing.
Yes, they are. Stage 4, Punanoma.
They're almost. I don't know how many, but you know, Joshua and I have been doing this for 9 years, and I don't know. You and I have traded a lot of puns. I would say probably between the two of us, we've hit at least over 9,000.
Oh,
but in any case, then like most of the time after a bad pun of mine, there's silence before we get it clobbering time, and then we get the music. And I thought that was a nice change. And we got the little Nate title hair flip, and he does that little flip before he does the title. Okay. Alicia, a.k.a. Ursula Taylor. And I said both Ursula and Medusa want their hair back. And I wish that I had turned to stone because, anyway. As we get a Colonial Messiah.
Yeah.
Yay. I loved the Bobby Eaton head scissors from CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
You know how to speak to me.
Mm-hmm.
All we needed was more Big Cat Ernie Ladd. They started targeting Cody's arm. It was nice and methodical, and very, very methodical. But it was, I'm not even going to go through the whole thing. But let me ask you both a question, because everybody's been putting it on YouTube or on Facebook, and I didn't want to bring it up. But a lot of people have brought it up. What happened to the bottom of CM Punk's trunks?
I know not of what you speak.
Gravity?
Because there was a very dark spot at the bottom of his trunks that grew throughout the entire match.
Maybe he's been Z-packed again.
It was, maybe, perhaps. And
he wasn't wrestling Dean Ambrose this time, so...
I thought maybe he was just sweat, but everybody, all the CM Punk instant haters were like, ha ha ha, he shit himself, which I don't think is what happened. He's not Stone Cold in the Longest Yard. I don't think that happened. But I still was like, what is that, though?
I'm usually more concerned with the opposite side of his body around the same area, because that one tattoo that's on his leg kind of looks like a dick sometimes.
True. That is quite true. Cody sold the arm, Punk sold the knee. I don't know if I like the Cody cutter. I've been back and forth on it. I'm still just mad on the whole move in general.
It honestly depends on who's taking it. Because some people can take it and it looks amazing.
Yes.
And then you have people and you're like, eh.
Yeah. And speaking of things that nobody cares about, we got a figure 4.
Yeah. I will say there was one counter at a point in this match that I thought was fantastic. Okay, it is a little bit later in the match, but when Cody goes for the spinning Alabama Slam and Punk rolled through into the Anaconda Vice, that was awesome. That was slick. I really, really like that.
There were a lot of things in this matchup, honestly. They did a lot of good stuff. It was late in the match, and they did the double bridge and actually landed it. And this is the first time that I can remember Cody actually landing it with somebody, because the last 2 or 3 times he's tried to do it this late stage in his matches, and they've both fallen.
Yeah.
I think he tried to do it with Cena, and it failed. And I was like, aw.
And if you're gonna do like a false finish off of like a near fall, off of the bridge out is a good way to do it.
Oh, for sure. And then I think Punk's greatest spot he's ever done. As Punk goes up to the top rope, and Skyler, you're going to have to forgive me, because it appears that CM Punk has been watching CIW.
Oh, no.
Hashtag 30%.
Hashtag, although that's on average, and this was about 4% on this moonsault. And I'm like, Punk, I appreciate your moxie, but do not do that again. Just stick to what you know.
It made me think of that one, really, really good, no one really talks about it, match between CM Punk and John Cena at Night of Champions 2012. That is such a good match, although CM Punk tries a moonsault, and the same exact thing happened, where Cena was like, I didn't even have to roll out of the way. There's a reason.
So,
there's a reason.
Shall we make jokes about this moonsault?
CM Punk, sometimes when people ask what the CM stands for, he'll legit say crooked moonsault.
I guess Charlotte Flair has been teaching him more than just how to do a shitty figure four.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Charlotte, I love
Charlotte's
CM Punk. I love
everywhere.
CM Punk so much, but Charlotte Flair does a better moonsault than he does.
CM Punk moonsaulting John Cena, who's entered into this match. You just can't see him.
And Cody had to sell it like Punk's knee hit him in the temple.
It looked like that time that Jeff Jarrett.
The fusion of Jeff Jarrett and Jeff Hardy. Jeff Jardy.
Jeff Hardy did a whisper in the wind and it completely missed Jinder Mahal.
No, this was not that bad. Because at least...
Yeah, because Cody Rhodes was on the ground. He didn't have to sell as hard.
Yeah, he didn't have to bump. Jinder Mahal was bumped by a gust... Not a whisper in the wind, a gust of wind.
Well, you see, that's the thing, is that Jeff Hardy, we did not know, was an airbender.
Oh, fuck off!
No. He wasn't.
No, Sean. You do not get to mention the airbender right now. This time, fuck you.
No, we thought he was just a drug bender, not an airbender. But anyway.
Yes.
What? Man, this is quickly becoming one of our favorite episodes. One of my favorite episodes we've done.
See, here's the thing: is that neither of you guys even watched the Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I did. Fuck you both.
I saw I'm gonna hurt Skyler so bad right now with what I'm about to say. I've seen the M. Night Shyamalan movie.
That was the exact reaction that was elicited.
Oh, yes.
Pain! Pain! I'm in more pain than Sean right now.
Well, Punk tried to elbow Cody Rhodes and landed feet first through the table.
Hey, Skyler, you know who my favorite Avatar character? Not Aang, Ong.
Joshua, I swear to God. I swear to everything on her. I hope you don't get your phone back.
Well, you know what? Fair enough.
Looks like this podcast is in a jam. Space jam. Anyway.
That movie I haven't seen?
Welcome to the Totally Awesome Podcast. The podcast so terrible it'll make you tap out.
Like Skyler,
I'm tapping out. I'm done.
Well, Punk elbow for Cody, landed feet first through the table. There's a Cody cutter to Little Nate who died.
Okay, stop having Cody try to do a Cody cutter on a ref for a ref bump. The refs cannot take this move. It has never worked on a referee. It looks like a weird inverted crossbody shoulder cannon, kind of, but not really.
Charles Robinson is 61 years old.
Still bumping.
Stop making him do this shit.
Hey, he's reliable. Yeah. He's literally old reliable.
Yeah, literally. If only Cody Rhodes would go out and live with the jellyfish.
Comes out to
give him a week.
he comes out at WrestleMania with like a SpongeBob skull helmet.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway.
Or the Krusty Krab.
I don't know. Do you give Cody Rhodes 11 minutes?
Give him a Krusty Krab hat.
I wish this match went 11 minutes as opposed to the 30 it went. But anyway, Randy Orton comes in, does an RKO, winks at the camera, and leaves. Punk didn't see it and retained.
I like that Randy's back, and I'm glad that Cody didn't win the belt back. So this match, honestly, if the crowd wasn't asleep for the first half and it was like maybe 5 minutes shorter, I'm not going to go the Sean route and have it be 30 minutes shorter. Maybe just shave off 5 minutes.
No. It didn't have to be 30 minutes shorter. It could have been like a 20, 25-minute match.
Yeah, exactly.
Just less ref bumps like Little Nate. And I mean, here's the thing. It was cool to have Randy Orton come in, RKO, and leave. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's what Randy Orton does at this point, but, it works every time.
I'm just glad. I was kind of worried that he was going to try to punt Cody, but I don't want Randy to break his own leg again.
Although I will say, it was kind of like when Randy Orton winked, I'm like, oh, God, how many people are going to get wet from that?
Well, there's one.
Okay. Well, neither turned. It was fine. It went too long, but it was good. I liked them. I mean, the match was still fine. It just took forever. But it was fine. I didn't really have any sizable complaints about it, all things considered.
Except for the moonsault. CM Punk, never do it again.
That was painful.
And on top of that,
stop trying to do moonsaults. Just do your elbow drop.
And on top of that, Cody, also don't try to do the moonsault again, because the last time you did a moonsault, it looked like a weird, wacky crossbody. So, Cody and Punk, no more moonsaults.
Well, and the thing
Sean, what was the piece of advice that Dusty always used to tell people? Don't do shit you don't know how to do, baby.
Indeed it was. But the thing that makes me happy about this is, Cody Rhodes, for the first time in what seems like forever, is getting a non-title feud. And maybe, just maybe, though I know the incompetence tells me otherwise, they might just get to tell the Cody and Randy Orton story that they should have told leading up to WrestleMania if they weren't just trying to sell tickets and bum rushing all the major angles all at the same time. Now they might actually be able to flesh a feud out of some description, for which I am somewhat cautiously excited for. Meanwhile,
that will ruin what the week-to-week TV angles.
Well, and these, Orton will be able to bring some more out of Cody, I think, than Cody's been doing lately. And I hope that helps. But, the
people are going to cheer for Randy and not Cody, right?
Well, maybe that's what they need to finally actually have the balls to go through with a Cody heel turn.
Please, I'm begging you. I'm actually begging.
I don't think it's going to happen, but it didn't happen here because we got what we got, but we were not done on the night. Because
wait, hold on, Joshua. I have a question for you.
All right.
What would you want more? Cody Rhodes heel turn or a girlfriend from South Carolina?
So we're moving on to our main event. Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi, round 3 inside Hell in a Cell.
Or Joshua to be in the middle of these two men.
I would take that one, honestly. So, Sean, what were your thoughts on this main event?
This was a very good no-holds-barred match. And that's about it. I can't say I even get what they were trying to do. This whole match was kind of pointless to me. They did not need to make this a trilogy.
No, they
is
did not.
What I have to say at the end of this is that why Oba could not have just faced Roman Reigns here at SummerSlam. I don't know. Talk to Skyler.
I 100% agree, but yeah, Skyler, you once again have the floor.
But Brock Lesnar gets the main event in Minneapolis.
But he's not retiring.
And also he lives in Canada, so,
Yeah. So, it's what it is.
But Oba won 2 out of 3 matches. Isn't that something?
It would have been more impactful if he just beat him at WrestleMania and that was that.
Or if you're going to do 3, have him win all 3.
Yeah.
Give him the real Brock Lesnar push, not the, I don't know if I really want to push him Brock Lesnar push.
This did not.
Why did Brock need to F5 him 50 times and pin him if this was the end result?
Why
did Oba win King of the Ring only to go, nah, I'm good?
I have never seen a Hell in a Cell match that so badly did not need the Hell in a Cell. And coming off of, this kind of made me think of, how WrestleMania 40 was so good and we were so spoiled that, everything else has seemed like a drop-off. We were so spoiled with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre in that Hell in a Cell match that, again, this is WWE. Every Hell in a Cell match from now on, we're going to have to temper our expectations and reconfigure our scoring metrics. But my God, this was the most un-Hell in a Cell match I've ever seen. They used the cell once.
This was heck in a cell.
Yeah, basically. This was heck in a cell.
Okay, so Joshua, Sean, is it okay if I bring in some of the stuff that I happen to know on the insidery stuff?
Tell me what happened inside Heck in a Cell, Skyler.
Before you do, my comment in addition to what you just said, because I was going to bring it up, the last thing I wrote down at the end of this match was the Hell in a Cell was the last vibe left to destroy that was rehabilitated in 2024. This was the only thing left that we had reverence for from that era, and they did their best to kill this gimmick too. Go ahead, Skyler.
So basically, the reason why this happened was because ESPN wanted the match to be Hell in a Cell, and WWE didn't, and ultimately they relented, but with the condition that Brock Lesnar does not want to do any cell bumps. Yeah.
I love that
those
me and
deep
Sean...
skies, folks, are why we only review a couple shows a year.
Me and Sean had the exact same reaction.
Yeah, neither of you guys were bumping your head against a car windshield.
Yet.
Yeah, because that was as a result of our shenanigans, not TKO.
Then have Brock throw Oba into the cell a bunch of times.
Yeah, because Brock was the one throwing Oba. He didn't want to take any bumps.
The only bump that remotely resembled being on the cell was when they broke a table through it. And that was it. And the rest of this match was just, it was a great no-holds-barred match with a bunch of metal around it. And
my head
my one big thing, I mean, I don't even think we really even need to talk about this match. It's F5s, German suplexes, and fall from grace, and that's basically the whole thing.
Also, I will say, these were the 2 weakest-looking falls from grace I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Brock is an elderly man. He doesn't want to have to fall from high places.
The only thing I really liked in this match was Brock tombstoning Oba on the wood. I like that.
Well...
And that's when the crowd really started getting into the match, and 10 seconds later the match was over. And
I will say this as kind of an addendum to that. You know how we always say that wrestlers should not be allowed around basic tools? The canvas was pre-cut for Brock. They're like, you know what? Better not to leave that in the wrestler's hands. Just let him
Wait, hold on. They idiot-proofed the ring for Brock?
They gimmick, yes, they pre-tore the canvas for it. So he could tear it. It was a perfect square. They had it ready. And I'm like, you know what? This is smart. This was smart to do.
But Brock Lesnar's the one guy in wrestling that knows how to use tools.
I know, but the last time when Braun Strowman did a giant, C-section on the canvas, and they knew they can't use it. They can't do it.
And what show was that on? SummerSlam.
On my forehead from hitting it into the car windshield.
Yeah, calm down, New Jack. It's
Oh my God.
I'm actually grading the show lower as we go forward.
Honestly, after you told me why this was a cell match and why we got what we got, that honestly took off half a point for me. for night one. Because that is so stupid.
Yeah.
That is so painfully where we are right now stupid.
Well, I mean...
They pre-tore the ring for Brock Lesnar. He should be able to do it on his... Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, well, we get a chair punch and a fall from grace not on the boards because he's a babyface. And
that also annoyed me. Like, dude, you want to finish this thing off with a bang? Powerbomb Brock through the wooden boards. Break the damn ring.
Instead, he powerbombed him on 2 sets of canvas pads.
Yes, and
Brock Lesnar was not going to take a bump into the steel cage. He was not going to take a bump on the wooden boards.
The only thing this match lacked was a disqualification finish.
Oh, fuck off.
And the cell being red and red lights. Oh, I also love that not only did we have we didn't just have Slim Jim logos on the table, we also had video game whatever logos on the chairs too.
Oh God. This is God, and between these two guys, I thought we were gonna have all of these Gears of War, and instead we just ended up with Animal Crossing. And I'm just sad. Because this match could have, again, the potential here was huge, but it really gets to feel like all WWE cares about is selling the potential. And
no, not selling the potential, selling anything for money.
Yes, including potential. But delivery on same is not as high in the cards. And the sad thing is, I think Brock really put his heart into this as much as he could. He didn't want it to be a Hell in a Cell, so he probably made the best of it because he's trying to get Oba over. I've never seen him so passionate about trying to help somebody in this business. But at the same time, is it not the same things we've been bitching about for every administration, even if it's to help get Oba over, to have Brock in another SummerSlam main event? It's like I like Brock, and I don't mind. And like, again, I didn't mind this, but at the same time, it's one of those matches that I think has completely exemplified why we have the opinions that we have about the state of WWE and TKO as a whole, and why we overall really none of us are above watching the entire wrestling industry sink down the drain.
Yeah.
We've all said it at one point or another, and I just
this main event was so disappointing.
It was Sun IR disappoint, as it was. Yeah, it was nice for Oba to stand tall at the end of night 2, but
again, the results were the highlights, the thumbs up, the results.
Yeah,
not so much how we got those results.
Well, let's move on to ratings for the whole show. Unless there's anything else you want to talk about this main event, Sky.
No.
All right, well then we will begin with you, Sky, when it comes to the overall rating of night 1.
I mean, here's the thing. I still enjoyed the majority of the night 1 that I watched. It's just you have to supplement what you can with what you don't want to do, and I am not watching anything involving the Bellas and Paige. And while I did not skip that Liv Morgan Io Sky match, the second it was announced, I knew how it was going to go down, and it more or less played out how I thought. And that's the issue with WWE. It's pretty much all predictable, and it's not entertaining in its predictableness. That's not saying like anything bad on the talent. I like most of the wrestlers that I saw tonight. It's just this company is mired in stagnant ideas and just does not help. Now, I will say this, spoiler for night 2, it was a better show. So that one will definitely get a higher grade. But finding out that the ring was pre-cut for Brock Lesnar takes this from a 6 to a 5. Fuck that.
Damn. All right, well, that's sharp and pointy. And speaking of sharp and pointy, JoshAgeddon, your rating for night 1.
Well, I'm having something sharp and pointy removed from my phone by the police as we speak. But anyway,
So glad we all decided not to talk about this before the show.
But anyway, I've basically said how I felt about this show overall, like at the beginning. This was not a bad show. There's just so many WWE TKO-isms that it makes it difficult to enjoy anything. This was a come for the results, deal with the way we get the results, and try to survive it as best you can. Night 2 was definitely better. Definitely better. Which is weird because on paper, Night 1 you would think would be better than Night 2, but again, there's a difference between on paper and what we actually get. Similar to Skyler, I originally was going to give this a 6.5 out of 10, but when Skyler told me why the Hell in a Cell match we got was the way we got it and why, a few of my brain cells and a little bit of my hope for humanity died hearing that, so I'm cutting it down to a 6 out of 10 for Night 1.
Well, I abandoned the women. There was milk that needed picking up.
Except the girlfriend. The girlfriend is wonderful.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's right. Who I was not going to talk about at this point in time, but we will at some point. But we can cut this part out of the show too if you want to. I'd rather spend time with my lady than watch any of Night 1 again. You know?
Ooh.
And I'm not just saying that for my lady's sake. I'm saying that because genuinely, like, yeah, I don't know. It was fine. It was a whole heap of fine. It was a fine show. But it's SummerSlam. Isn't it supposed to be a rock your socks off second biggest show of the year kind of vibe? And it just felt like this was a roided up Raw. And I don't know. I just, again, the 4 matches I saw, they did not suck. They were not offensive. But there was, again, you both kind of mentioned it. It's just, it's now getting to the point where I've got to bring back #bad formatting into the mix because I really do think that the show's production is really hurting the overall vibe of the show, even though these matches are all fine. But it just, the vibes hurt, you know? And again, TKO sticking their nose in business that they shouldn't be sticking it in is going to be a problem until Vince comes back. And then that's going to be a problem because we can't avoid shit in our wrestling. Unfortunately, wrestling business is always going to have a shade of brown to it. And right now, I got to agree with you both. I had this at a 7, and just the more that we've talked about it, I'm bringing it down to a 6. Because it was fine. It was fine.
But again, you mentioned it. This is supposed to be the second biggest show of the year. There should be at least one match that's a match of the year contender or some angle that gets us knocked off our feet. And it just, none of it happened.
Just didn't do
that. At least on this night. The second night had a little bit more of that, but this did not feel like the second biggest show of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And you know, maybe Randy coming back. But that was that 29 out of 30 minutes of Cody and Punk, you know, and so at that point, yeah, the crowd popped for it, and, you know, we'll see where that goes. But, yeah, ultimately, I left kind of feeling empty after Night 1.
It's kind of funny. We're basically saying the same thing about SummerSlam that we did WrestleMania this year, where Night 1 was like, it wasn't bad, but I'm still in pain. And then Night 2 made us feel better because it's going to hurt us for a little while, but then it's going to lure us back in with its charms and its wiles like an abusive ex-wife. This is the second time we've said that on this very podcast.
Well, and Night 1, as we wrap this up and potentially segue into the second night, I will finish my overall thoughts of Night 1 with this. I feel like SummerSlam Night 1 was getting a big quart of pork lo mein from whatever Chinese place you like. And I ate it, and it was delicious. But after an hour, I was still hungry. And so, That is how we are going to call night one, is a big heap of Chinese food. We're all hungry in an hour. What does your fortune cookie say? We'll go read ours as we take this commercial break, and we'll be right back for night two right after this.
And for those of you loyal TAP listeners, there is no break. You're listening to all 3/4 hours of this monstrous podcast, whether you like it or not. We're just waiting for Sean to change tracks real quick.
Yeah, there's a KRS-One song that starts. That's from the album I Am AMCRU12. That it starts off with a beat, and then KRS is like, "Yeah, no break. I'm just gonna go straight through." And he's
well. Here's the thing. Are we choosing to take a break, or are we going to go through with it?
I'm down to just call it off. That we only went about an hour and 40 for the first night. I don't think we're even going to spend that long on night two.
I'm down.
So, I'm down to continue on with SummerSlam.
I'm both down to clown and down with the sickness that is my interest in professional wrestling.
We can do it, Sky.
As long as I don't smash my head against the windshield visor anymore, because I don't think I need to do that anymore.
It was funny.
No, I think that was funny. It absolutely was. All right, well.
Nothing tickles my knickers more than CTE.
Well, and now that you have to censor that word, TAP
it's KNICKERES.
Wait. No, anyway, get ready for a countdown, folks. In 5, 4, 1. Welcome, everyone, to the Court Martial Podcast, SummerSlam Night 2. I am the Sentinel, as we kick off an incredible night of action that we have seen, we have heard, we have felt, we have dreamt. And now it is here. SummerSlam Night 2. I am your Colonial Champion, Sean McCarty, but I am not alone because there are two men, one of whom is recovering from a windshield injury and the other of whom is continuing the recording game. And that man is the one, the only JoshAgeddon of the Totally Awesome Podcast, the perpetually ongoing Totally Awesome Podcast. How are you still doing, sir?
I'm doing good. This podcast is going long, just like CM Punk and Cody Rhodes.
That's right.
Shut up. Shut up.
Well, it wouldn't be the longest match on the weekend. We will get to that. But alongside us, as always, the man of the hour, the man with the power, too sweet to be sour. He is the Bay Area Brawler himself, looking like Shawn Michaels after Triple H slammed him through the windshield right before SummerSlam 2002. The Bay Area Brawler, Skyler Greenberg. How you doing, buddy?
I am bloody at the fact that I got a forehead scar from banging my head against the windshield visor.
Now you look like Devon Dudley. As
I got that Ric Flair face. Woo!
Yeah, or Dusty Rhodes, where his head just looked like a perpetual half of a tic-tac-toe board.
We did mention New Jack earlier.
Yes, we sure did on night one. That was a previous podcast for the Court Martial Podcast only listeners. I know there's a lot of overlap, but I'm sure there are some selective onlys that listen to CMP. But let's talk about night two. Overall, your thoughts, Skyler Greenberg.
Well, here we are to review SummerSlam Night 2, the better nights, and honestly, Sunday's better than Saturday, just saying.
This is a good time to ask that question before we get into the overall thoughts of JoshAgeddon. I agree with Skyler, actually. I miss the Sunday night pay-per-views.
Me too.
I miss it just being on Sunday, Saturdays, and it's not only because I run programming opposite of it, because it's really just I'm more available and ready to watch wrestling on a Monday morning or a Sunday night than I ever am on a Saturday night.
It's just the way that it was for so long, and it just felt right. And when they started doing it on Saturday, it just felt wrong and weird, and it still kind of does.
Yeah, it's a weird thing because I've tried to get used to it. And to be fair, now that I'm not actually subscribed to any network, that honestly kind of frees the motion. But at the same time, I have to be lightning quick about when I watch that show because it will be redacted from my pirate ship very quickly if I'm not careful about it.
Mm-hmm. Yarg.
It is some very sought after booty. So you have to be quick with it.
But that's the only way I can palate it, is to have a 1.5 screen, because there's no way I'm showing out $30 a month for this. But your overall thoughts of SummerSlam Night 2, Josh, again.
Kind of similar to what I said about Night 2, where it's more about the results than the path it takes to get there. It was kind of like that, but less so, because like we said, Night 2 was much better than Night 1. There were still some WWE/TKO isms, but less offensive, and the matches just, by and large, I thought were better. Well, that I saw. There was one thing I skipped, which we'll get to, but I enjoyed Night 2 more than Night 1.
Yeah, Night 2 for me was a matter of under-promise and over-deliver. Mm-hmm. Where Night 1 was kind of I don't even want to say over-promise, but it was just, we'll promise, and the delivery will be fine. This definitely amped things up quite a bit. Mm-hmm. And actually felt like a major show for a change. You know, at least as far as what it all came down to. And I ultimately ended up enjoying the matches is more on the whole, I think, as well. But my rule for Night 2 applied for Night 1. I was doing no women on this show. So welcome to Summer Sausage Night 2.
Electric Boogaloo?
Well, yeah, because I ran out of the pills. But anyway, it's time for a number 1 contenders match. And I could just hear Jim Cornette screaming in the distance the more men that got added to this match.
Yes.
It is Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn, ellipses points.
Okay.
Versus Gunther versus...
Wait, this is in my notes. This is in my notes. I'm here. You don't have to ellipses anything.
Well, it was ellipses on my notes.
You don't have to put things in parentheses or write Shinsuke Nakamura.
Well, once I Uragi this podcast back to where we were headed, I will...
What the fuck just happened?
I'm not sure. I'm going to change the subject. Now,
Can I just like, that was grammar note Skyler like in real time. We were here as it happened.
It was an instant gimmick change.
But let me just
underneath the ring to change first.
Let me just say, the match itself was good, but this right off of the bat, I'm like, this felt like a pay-per-view because you actually had some shocking stuff happen right off rip. Because I was honestly looking forward to the Finn Balor Sami Zayn match, and then Nick Aldis came out, and he was like, yeah, this is a triple threat. Immediately, I was like, oh my god, Kevin Owens. And then Gunther came out, and I'm like, oh, are they doing the Nick Aldis, you beat me, but I respect you because you beat me thing? And they shook hands, so I kind of like that they're doing like a respect thing between Gunther and Nick Aldis.
Yeah, I did too.
I like that. But as soon as Nick Aldis said this is actually a fatal 4-way, I was like, oh my god, Kevin Owens is back. And then his music hit. And the pop that this dude got.
I was so happy for this dude.
Me too. And the look on Sami Zayn's face to sell it was brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, this is where Lee Fitting kind of made me laugh. Because it was like, Kevin Owens, crowd going crazy. Sami Zayn's jaw drop. Crying women. Sami Zayn's mouth drop. Second crying women. More Sami Zayn's mouth.
There was a lot of crying women when it showed Kevin Owens coming back. Like, just sobbed, like so many ovaries exploding for some reason.
I never knew he had it that good with the ladies. Good for him.
I mean, come on. It's the KO.
Fuck Owens, fuck. Oh, man.
Cry, ladies, cry. But it was really nice to see Kevin back. And, you know, it was just the whole thing, you know, he wrecks Finn Balor and Gunther, and then we get the stare down of Owens and Sammy. And then
No, I love that. I love that. It's like, okay, Kevin Owens, you've been cleared to compete. Just take it easy in your first match. Proceeds to do dives 1 minute into the match.
Swantons for everyone. Swantons and cannonballs. Oh.
Kevin Owens was like, and I took that personally.
Yeah, basically. And okay, as happy as I was, it was so funny to me because I was like, "Oh my God, Kevin Owens is back! I'm so happy. He's wrestling again." And they're hockey fighting immediately. Damn it!
Yeah, okay. Okay.
I'm getting whiplash with my emotions right now.
It's my rant time. Y'all two had your fun on the last show. This is my moment. Listen, I know everyone's like, yay, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, the literal eternal fighting. Man, these two have fought more than... Nah, never mind. I've done too many plugs.
Fight forever. Clap, 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 clap.
Yeah. Well, but here's the thing. They have done this exact same hockey fight for 20 years. And this show, my biggest complaint of night 2, instead of SummerSlam, they could have called this show Hugs and Hockey Fights. Because that was most of the program, where people hugging each other and hockey fights. And like 6 people did it. And the rest of the match was fine. You know, it was a fatal 4-way. It got everybody in. Gunther looked exhausted after fighting Nick Aldis, which I think helped lean into the fact that he did more spot taking than giving. And the crowd was actually much better on the night.
Yeah, they were.
On the whole. And they were way into this match. I mean, the Eye of the Hurricane from Balor got a big pop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he did it on... didn't he do it on Gunther?
He did. And it was great. And I do feel kind of bad for Finn Balor, though, out of this whole thing. Because he is... You know, we've been saying that Sammy's getting sideswept. Finn Balor is getting legitimately sideswept in all of this.
Even on commentary, it was funny because they were basically saying the same thing on commentary because they're like Cole and Wade are arguing over them screwing over Sami Zayn again, and then they were like, "Oh, I bet Finn Balor's probably upset too." But anyway, here's Kevin Owens.
Yeah,
like he was such a fourth wheel in this match,
and I felt for him.
Yeah,
I really did. But then, you know, we get a swanton to the knees on the neck. The referee holds Sammy back. Sammy's like, nah, fuck my friend. Haluva kick. Went for a haluva kick. Gets countered into a sleeper, which then gets a coup de grace on Sammy, which was a good spot. Then a sleeper on the Balor.
Well, real quick. We had the sleeper on Sammy and then the coup de grace. And Finn Balor kind of won the match, and Gunther was like a split second late, and the referee was like, 1, 2, 3. Oh, he finally broke it up.
You know what? It's better than just pretending like they kicked out anyway.
Yeah, I was like cutting it a little close there.
Oh, you mean not making it?
Yeah, not making it. No, that was that. That was a little, okay, right there.
Yeah, that wasn't Nia Jax bad, but...
No, hardly anything is.
Well, that's true. Because she's
not like most girls.
Oh, I beat you to it, bitch!
You know what I have to say about that? My hole.
Well, then we get a sleeper on the Balor, a super kick, stunner to Balor, stunner to Gunther, a blue thunder bomb that does not win the match.
Fuck you, Skyler. This podcast has not been very friendly to Skyler, has it?
A haluva kick counter, stunner, and Kevin Owens wins.
Dude.
And honestly, I still hold the conspiracy theory that we are building to Sammy Mania here. And if so, this is the perfect result to keep that going.
Dude.
And I really do hope Kevin Owens beats Punk for this belt at some point.
Dude,
that feud is going to slap hard.
Kayfabe-wise, can you imagine being... Like, Sami Zayn finally wins the WWE title, gets screwed out of it 9 days later. Then he gets an opportunity to be added to SummerSlam, and his boss screws him over. Then he gets in a number 1 contenders match, and he loses to his friend that he thought was never going to wrestle again. If I was Kayfabe Sammy, I would have shaved my head by this point, or just ripped all my hair out.
Yeah, but the problem is that you have too much hair.
Yeah, and
Well,
this
he's
was
got plenty of time to rip it out. He rips it out 1 week at a time, just one tuft. And by the time he gets to WrestleMania, he's completely bald, completely shaven, and he's ready to fight.
And he's dressed up as Dr. Robotnik. He has his robots at ringside to help him out.
Yeah, it's like
He's
reverse Hanson. It's like he is losing his hair gives him power, like Saitama. And anyway, there's too many references happening here. Was Saitama in the Bible? Game theory.
Oh, God.
Well, anyway.
No. He kind of was. It was Jesus. One cross Jesus. All right. Anyway, moving on.
Yes. And Genos, his disciple.
No, that was the first book of the Bible. But anyway.
Well. That took me a second, but that was really good.
Oh my God, this show.
Kevin Owens wins, and the Super Troopers chug $28 beers to celebrate.
If we don't stop, then there's going to be another Exodus featuring a Jew because Skyler's just going to leave the podcast.
Oh, God.
Anyway.
Now let's move on to Cool Down Corbin versus Trick Williams.
Hey, Bishop Dyer.
Well, not tonight. Tonight he was Cool Down Corbin because they needed a break.
This match was in dire straits, man. This match was weird.
This match was the most... We want this to matter, but it is so clearly a cool down match.
Okay.
We're just gonna give you what we could.
There was a part in this match that completely broke my immersion. Like, have you ever seen a match that's going on and it's fine, or like a good match, and then something goes wrong, or like they're not on the same page, and it just completely takes you out of the match?
Anything involving Jade Cargill?
Yeah, well, or Little Yachty. I'm skipping ahead a teeny bit. There was a spot...
No, skip ahead a whole bunch, I don't care.
There was a spot where the idea was they were going to distract the referee so Little Yachty could hit Baron Corbin with the kendo stick. Somebody missed their cue, and Baron was basically, like, asking. He was asking or signaling, Little Yachty, hit me with the stick. Come on, bro. Do it. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's what I was waiting for. And it was so awkward.
Awkward as fuck.
And it killed the match for me.
Yeah, well, okay. First of all, Michael Cole says Corbin needed time. He needed to go out. He needed to reinvent himself. And I looked at Corbin and I'm like, what's different? Where's the reinvention here?
He has different entrance music.
It's just like he's not a bishop. It's not Dyer. And he's like
I might debate you on that.
But then we had for as much as I hate these ads, then we got the best one ever. The best ad that they've ever put on a WWE program ever. This rivals, if not beats, Domino's airing a pizza ad right after the pizza cutter spot from Nick Gage. Because Corbin's coming down to the ring, and they say, this match has been brought to you by Nimrods. You got that right. That's the closest thing I've ever seen to truth in advertising.
Wait, hold on, Sean. Does this beat Baron Corbin shaving Apollo Crews, and then in comes Alpha Academy to do a weird spot?
No, that angle's legendary. That is a legendary spot with Otis and Tozawa and yeah. And this is our cue to leave. Yeah, good times. Good times. One of the few things that was actually quite good about the early days of the TKO advertising. But in any case, this match has been brought to you by Nimrod, as has this whole show. Little Yachty got an entrance, and I went, oh dear.
Yeah.
And
he was fine as a manager for a while, but it's really starting to be like, okay, not even Little Yachty, no Yachty. How about no Yachty?
No Yeet?
No, that was the previous night. He got pinned, thank God.
Of all the celebrities that they have, to me, Little Yachty is like the least offensive. But I don't think the production helps when they force him to look opposite from where all the crowd is. He's doing an in-ring introduction for Trick Williams, but he's not allowed to look at the fucking audience? Like, how does that help? This dude is a performer. He, like, go look at the audience. Like, why do that? It's a weird angle to shoot all that from.
Because they've also got to get...
He was fine.
Because they've also got to get Trick Williams on that one little spinny pedestal thingamabob on the stage, and they don't want Trick to be in the shot until he says his name so the camera can pan, even though it looks better in a dark building, not a very well-lit one where, there's that thing that Sean discovered earlier called the sun.
Sun, yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of awkward.
Yeah, I just, and that's not his fault. That's a production problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's whoever they blocked that out with, So as far as the match goes, it was fine.
It was fine. Like,
is Trick Williams the male Jay Cargill?
No. I would not say so.
Because he's awkward in the ring in an unnatural way, and it's not getting better.
I don't agree, because his matches with Sammy were good. He's not in there with Sammy. He's in there with Baron Corbin. There's only so much you can do with Baron Corbin. I will say I like...
So is it a thing where he needs to be in the ring with someone who's smaller than him so his size isn't, diminished?
Not so much smaller, more so better at wrestling.
Here's what I think the problem is. Or a problem. I don't think it's the problem, but it's a problem. I think WWE have forced him to do too much Booker T homaging.
Yep.
To the point where that's taken over a lot of his identity that he didn't have to do when he was in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as a result of that, it's made it very awkward for him because he's doing unnatural emotions that he's had to incorporate into his repertoire that he doesn't really have. I feel like he was doing better stuff in NXT when they weren't comparing him to Booker T all the fucking time. And
he was also his own man and didn't have to look like an imitation wrestler.
Yeah, I think that there was something that's been lost since he's been over. No doubt he's been over, but something has been lost since he came up from NXT.
And
again, he's lost his originality. He's not Trick Williams. He's Trick Williams, Booker T impersonator.
Yeah, and it's kind of like what happened to Dolph Ziggler. It's like, I couldn't watch Dolph Ziggler without going, oh, it's the Shawn Michaels impersonation hour. It's just, it's what it is, and I'm afraid that that's going to ultimately harm Trick longevity-wise. That people will be sick of watching imitation Booker T.
Are you saying that he's dangerously close to becoming a one-trick pony?
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure.
I'm done with your puns.
No, we still have a few more matches to go, but I will say, Skyler, you remember when you were talking about you made a prediction concerning the Bellas and it kind of pissed you off?
Yeah.
As soon as they pulled out a table in a match that had disqualifications, by the way, that annoyed me. As soon as they pulled out the table, my brain went da-da-da-da-da-da-da. The finish is Baron Corbin / Trick Williams is going to somehow knock Lil Yachty through the table, and it's going to turn into Baron Corbin taking advantage of that distraction to win the title with End of Days. As soon as they pulled out that table, I was like, I already know what the finish is. I did not predict, however, that Lil Yachty would awkwardly bounce off the table, and I am the table! It didn't break. And I didn't figure in the belt shot, but it was not surprising. So
see, that's a reference to that pun that's great, Joshua.
All my references and puns are great. What are you talking about? But Yeah.
Okay, slow down your roll, Buster.
I can't. I'm a Sonic fan. Rolling around at the speed of sound, as they say. But yeah, as soon as the table came out, the match became insanely predictable, and it happened exactly how I thought it would. And that one awkward spot that was mistimed already really took me out of the match. But this whole thing wasn't, like, awful. It was just, eh.
This was the most night one match feeling of night two.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. There were some good things I did like about this. First of all, Cole, do not remind us that Corbin retired Kurt Angle ever again.
But he did.
Yep.
I know. I don't want to be reminded.
Yep.
Corbin saying, "Shut up, dumbass, I'm winning," was kind of funny.
Agreed.
They did do a right and a left exchange, like a 1-2 exchange that was not a hockey fight, but actually looked like punches. And that I did like. Baron
Corbin has some solid punches.
He does. He does. Baron Corbin also did to Little Yachty what Shane Taylor did to the Rizzler. He just pie-faced him into the barricade. Funnier when the Rizzler went down, though.
Yeah.
I will give credit to Little Yachty because the one smart thing they did is when he brought the white kendo stick equalizer, which, you know me and kendo sticks, but I'm just going to let it be right now. Corbin retreats and runs away, but Little Yachty was smart to hit the actual kendo stick on the ring post just to get the sound in aesthetically for the crowd. Just to register what it was for the fans.
Yeah.
That might be in the cheap seats. So to his credit, he does seem to have some level of instincts.
Mm-hmm.
But then we get that finish, and I genuinely forgot where the table came from, but it was fine. I would love to see matches between these two that were not this, without Little Yachty and a table and what's felt like. I would love this match not as over gimmicked as it felt like it was.
Yeah.
Especially with the furry belt. We can hopefully be done with that.
Yeah.
Unless Baron Corbin pulls out his Possum Day Parade King of the Ring outfit and just adds it back to then and we get that whole reprisal.
Or just give him another ridiculous gimmick. Furry Corbin.
But I think ridiculous
We've
gimmicks.
given that man enough bad gimmicks. I don't want to see him in any more bad gimmicks.
Happy Corbin, sad Corbin, furry Corbin.
We'll save the bad gimmicks for match 4 on the night, but there's some ladies that had some things that happened, and once again, my wiener retracted, so I'm going to leave this to you.
Wow. Skyler, did you watch this match?
No.
You did not watch the women's ladder free-for-all?
Why would I?
Well, I watched the women's interim championship ladder match. It actually was not terrible. Normally in these matches, it gets really bad because it's the Dusty Rhodes don't do shit you don't know how to do, baby. Well, there was only one instance of them trying a convoluted spot that didn't quite work instead of 1,000. A lot of what they did was just some basic ladder stuff, which was fine. The most insane thing was there was a ladder bridge in the corner. Like they set it up like a table, like in between the top and the middle rope. And Lash Legend and Tiffany were on the ladder bridge. And Tiffany went for Hurricane Rana. Lash blocked it and gave her like a sky high on the ladder. That was brutal. And the way Tiffany sold it was great. That was a pretty sick spot. But yeah, it was not anywhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. Especially considering
I'm sure it was.
It wasn't that bad. Especially considering that you have Charlotte in there and you have Jade in there. It could have been way, way, way worse. Although I did groan when B-Fab and Meechin, who is somehow still employed, interfered on Jade's behalf. Because, yay, we have more interferences. But I was very surprised with how over Chelsea was. And when Chelsea basically did the Undertaker sit-up on the ladder to climb up and win the title, The crowd went insane for that. So, good for Chelsea. Another one of those things where, like, the result, thumbs up. The match itself, the match was okay. It's far from the worst women's ladder match I've ever seen. The worst women's ladder match, this was not the one where Shotzi almost split her skull open by doing something stupid. This was perfectly serviceable. And if you skipped it, you didn't really miss anything.
Well, it's not that I thought this match would be bad. Because actually, of all the matches, I thought that I might actually have some fun watching for the silliness of it. I might get some enjoyment out of this women's ladder match, but I was already going to see some silliness later on that I sacrificed watching women and ended up watching as a result.
Oh, no.
So I figured I was just going to choose one of those options and be on my merry way. I am very happy for Chelsea Green, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do like Chelsea Green. I think she does deserve to have some level of women's championship spot. I think she's worthy of it. I wish that we weren't doing this interim thing and she could have just won it proper.
But Sean, they wub Rhea. They don't want to strip Rhea because they wub Rhea.
And also because how many times have we stripped Rhea Ripley of a championship because of an injury after WrestleMania?
Is she the female Seth? Is she the female Seth Rollins?
She may be the female Seth Rollins.
Female goth Seth Rollins.
We'll get the Seth Rollins entrance later.
Yeah, we sure will.
We sure will.
But it's good for Chelsea Green. Women.
Yeah.
Well, and then we move on from women, unless there's anything else y'all have to say about that.
There wasn't really anything else to say after that. Or is this the Human Monies on a pole match that's next?
Oh, you bet.
It is.
I skipped this because I'd rather watch women climb ladders.
Skyler, did you watch this match?
I'm not helping you, Sean. You talk about this match, and I'll tell you when I hate it.
All right. Okay.
Let's be clear. This was not a match, okay? This was just comedy goofball sports shit. Have you ever seen any WWE sports entertainment comedy segment, quote unquote? You could predict this match. It was just dumb and stupid, and I hate that Joe Henry's been reduced to this.
We have now officially jumped the shark with Danhausen.
What a waste of Joe Hendry is kind of the ultimate feel I have on this. But let's break this down. First of all, this further proves that Vince Russo won the war against Jim Cornette. Because this is the kind of stuff that's getting on mainstream television now. It might suck, but it came from somewhere, bro. And this
television.
As Dominic Mysterio faced Danhausen, bro, at this wrestling match.
Bro, it's wrestling.
Yes, as now, even Dominic hated this. He's like, please get me out of this bullshit. As you can tell, he had the I am just here so I don't get fined look the entire time. And God bless Dominic, he actually tried to do some legitimate stuff. He's the AAA Mega Champion, by the way. Made AAA look like gold after this.
Yeah, I bet The Undertaker appreciated that.
Well,
it's okay, Sean. It's okay.
So they actually had a green sack with a dollar sign on it on the pole. And Michael Cole was like, yeah, nice sack, guys. It's like, even Cole was taking the piss out of it. And Danhausen comes in his little car, his zombie car, and one punch, run to the pole by Dominic. Dominic tried to add some level of legitimacy to it, tried to do a 619. I'm cruising here. JD McDonough's here. There's a moonsault.
Wait.
Then here come the Mini-Housens.
Are you cruising to Montana by any chance?
Fuck no! Fuck off, Joshua, with your puns. I just want to get this review over so he gets a fucking dinner. And your stupid puns.
The Mini-Housens. The Mini-Housens are here. Who were Brad Williams, the comedian.
Don't know who that is.
Someone else. And El Torito.
Oh, no.
And when I tell you that El Torito was the best part of this match, I mean it, because he did a shit ton of lucha with JD McDonough, who bumped all over the place for him. And I was like, you know what? Good for you. Good for you. But I must say, though...
Listen, he made the Wii LC match as good as it possibly was, okay?
I mean, he's good.
I was just about to say, he puts the Wii in Wii LC.
Yeah. But I must admit, in terms of the Mini-Housens, this was a short-lived joke.
God damn it, Sean!
The puns are strong with this episode.
Skyler, you're gonna re-bust open your head.
Oh no!
Well,
we're double juicing.
Torito get some real offense on the entire Judgment Day.
Fuck.
Then Double J Joe Hendry gets a guitar shot. And once he gets a guitar shot, instead of going to help, he just goes to ringside and cheers on like a manager. And then Dominic Mysterio goes, he does testicular torture on Danhausen, and while Danhausen is crouched on the ropes, Dominic Mysterio goes for the human monies, and Dominic goes, "You are cursed." And then the sparklers that nearly blew up Eddie Kingston and Kenny Omega exploded in the corner. And then Danhausen got the money and then poured it all out and threw it into the crowd and did a human money snow angel. And I miss JBL dollars, and this sucked. Torito looked great, but
this was why do we watch this, the match?
I know this is one of those, like Skyler said, it's not for me. They're selling merch. Some kids are going to go and clap their feet rapidly. And, fine. Go have fun. Do that. Push all the merch you want. But this was just... I don't ever want to see Danhausen again.
Same.
He's on the list.
I'm at
and not the Chris Jericho list, like the do not watch list.
This is the last several times I've talked about Danhausen, it's been it's so bad, it's good, and it's funny. When we were talking about his complete botch of a debut at Elimination Chamber, lols, just in my description. Him having the midget punch Kit Wilson in the dick, who has now since disappeared since then. Funny. But this, no one's laughing. No one's laughing. This is just Skyler's forehead wound is more interesting than what they're putting out here now.
WWE is doing what WWE does. They cannot help but beat something into the dirt.
And it won't stop.
No.
He's 18-0. They're going to have a Goldberg streak for him. Don't be surprised if he wins some sort of tertiary belt.
The Danhausen Championship.
Oh, I more meant pin Chad Gable for the Intercontinental Championship.
No! Why would you put that into the universe?
Because it was the easiest rage bait on Earth.
No, Sean, Sean, you already know it's not going to be Chad Gable. It's going to be the other guy. It's going to be Baron Corbin.
What, beats Chad Gable or that Danhausen beat? Oh, you're right.
Danhausen. It will be Danhausen's monies versus Baron Corbin's U.S. title.
Danhausen and
Corbin needs money.
Oh my God, they're going to be a tag team. Corbinhausen. Oh, God. Well,
We already have R-Truth and Damian Priest in the tag team. I don't want more.
yeah,
Why?
well, they need to
Why?
because we need to kill the tag division more than it already is.
It's already dead.
We need to kill it until they're all gone. It needs to never be able to draw any money ever again.
I agree with Darth
I think
Vader.
Joshua is legitimately dead.
I agree with Darth Vader.
Yes. Well, in any case, let's move on to Chad Gable, shall we? It's the Intercontinental Championship. Penta versus Chad Gable in the I Love Luchadors Now matchup. The ultimate full circle moment. Or maybe a Pentagon.
Wow.
More puns.
Well,
Wow.
we got to both of these guys got a pop. Piker Penta looks cool. He gets pyro. There's a handshake, and then these two set a record for the shortest collar and elbow tie-up I have ever seen in my life.
Bro, I could tell that they were given they were told this before they went out. All right, we need you to have a 20-minute classic in 10 minutes.
So basically, do the Kurt Angle Rey Mysterio match from SummerSlam 2002.
You know, honestly, this whole when this match was announced, I was basically thinking they should do a Kurt Angle Rey Mysterio 2002, and they tried.
Yeah, the match was pretty good.
I had the opposite problem that Sean had with Punk and Cody. I wish this match had like 3, 4, 5 more minutes to it.
Because it was used more time.
It was good. It was good, but they were like going at 100 miles per hour. They were like, we got a lot of shit to get through and not a lot of time to get it in.
Yeah, they could have used another 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's why the collar and elbow tie-up lasted for 0.1 seconds before they started just going lucha speed to start. And everything looks good.
Yeah.
You know, except for that one Mexican Destroyer, the second one, you know, on the apron. That one was kind of rough. But,
but Sean, apron spots are cool.
Well, they tried to do that too. They tried to exploit the shoulder. They did chops. I'm not sure how Gable got cut. I couldn't figure out where that happened.
Here's a little bit of advice for Lee Fitting. Whenever Penta does the sacrifice arm breaker, once he wraps arm 1, stop shooting arm 1 when it's painfully obvious that Penta's no longer holding that arm with his legs. Switch the angle.
Yeah, that was a bad angle to shoot it from. I didn't think about that, but you're right.
Literally every time Penta has done this move for the past several times, Lee Fitting just stays on that arm. This not being held by anything. And I'm just like, dude, cut to a different angle. This looks bad. Why are you doing this to me?
Yeah, man. It's
You're Lee filling me with rage.
But it's sad because Lee Fitting is now. We had such high hopes for him.
Yeah.
You know, but even it's like the brain rot hit everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and including Lee Fitting, who has gotten back or has just decided to get lazy or has been told to get lazy. I don't know. And anyway, we get a nice moonsault from Chad that connects. Take notes, women, I'm not watching NCM Punk.
Dude, he crushed Penta with this moonsault.
Yeah, he did. As it was, and then there was something resembling a Mexican Destroyer on the apron. I did like the Mexican Destroyer counter into the angle lock, the way that they set it up.
Mm-hmm.
And Chad's just emotion. I mean, that's really the story of this. The match could have used more time, but the end result, Chad's crying. He's finally got the belt. This is the second time in 6 months Gable's kids get to see him bleeding.
It's full circle because the first match that Penta ever had in WWE was against Chad Gable, and Penta won and after a great match. It does feel full circle.
This is the second time we've had to watch Chad Gable's kids wipe their dad's sweat and blood off of them.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. It was kind of funny that was a through line. I also like the fact that Chad Gable's dad openly admitted that he wasn't his biggest fan.
I saw Chad, like, his mom had the Chad Gable's #1 fan shirt, and I couldn't quite see what his dad was wearing, but I was like, oh my god, it's gonna say #2 fan, and then I got a better shot, and that made me chortle.
Yeah, it's like Chad's dad's like, well, you know, he's no Kurt Angle, but he's all right, I guess.
Yeah. If I tried to claim I was your #1 fan, then your mom would put me in the ankle lock. So,
but I mean, here's the thing with Chad Gable is that, like, at the end of the day, he's no son of Kurt Angle. That's Jason Jordan.
That's true.
Now,
further proof that he and Sharmell really did get it on.
And speaking of black people.
What the fuck? Go on, Skyler.
You were saying?
What was this post-match thing?
Okay. I don't know about the whole Justin Jefferson thing and after that, but I will tell you something that got me actually angry. Gable's crying. His family's there. Minnesota is cheering him. It's a wonderful moment. Chad Gable gets pyro. Oh, it makes me smile. What the fuck is the Mug Bulldog doing here? Get the fuck out of here. No, stop. TKO, stop. No.
I legit thought that someone was someone was going to like attack Chad in that outfit. They were just dressed up as some Minnesota mascot thing. But no, it's
not even a mascot of Minnesota. It's just a fucking root beer fucking mascot.
Well, I don't know anything about Minnesota other than there's a lot of very small soft drinks there.
And Brock Lesnar's from there.
Yeah, that was a mini soda joke.
Further makes me hate soda.
This has actually been a legitimate gimmick, folks, for the past couple weeks, is Sean McCarty hates soda.
Yeah, he hates soda just as much as I refuse to watch Space Jam. But yeah, I thought this was going to be actually leading to something, but no, it was just a TKO ad insert thing.
TKO ruined this whole thing for me. It just soured the taste of the whole match, of the whole emotion. It's like, just when we thought this company had a soul, lol, nope.
Does it take your score down by a full point?
It did, yeah. It did, because it genuinely bothers me that they would sell you a human moment only to take the soul out of it right at the very end.
Well, here's the thing. Sell you a human moment with an ad.
This is why I'm a pirate. Do not put this, you can't escape it. You cannot fucking escape it. And it drives me crazy.
This company has not earned the money that it gets.
It's why I don't watch any of the television. It's why I refuse to watch anything other than the core essential programs of this show. Because no matter how good the matches are, the format and the soullessness and the shilling ruins it. All of it, every time. And then Triple H sitting up there going, oh, well, you know, the people who really have to step up, you got to step up and get over if you want to get over. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck all of yourself. It's just, and thank God Justin Jefferson is here to carry a Minnesota belt and go, hi, my team is ass. And then fuck me. I'm going to go hunch over and pee. I'll be back.
When you're depressed and you need to hunch over and pee.
I mean, the fact that this show was so bad that it made him ejaculate his bowels. Ooh.
What the? I don't think you know how peeing works, Skyler. That ejaculating, if your bowels are ejaculating, I recommend you go to a hospital immediately. Notice how I didn't say local medical facility. I said, get this man's colon some medical. But anyway, so we have a main event to get to.
And these guys wanted to do 2 nights at review in a single program.
it felt like Roman and...
I would have advocated for a break, but these guys said no.
Well, it felt like Roman and Seth wanted to wrestle for 2 nights, and they practically did.
Yeah.
So, while we're waiting for Sean to get back from his expedition, well, I guess since he's peeing his expedition, what were your thoughts on this match, Skyler?
It was a very good match, but there was a lot of ejaculating in this match, too.
There was a lot of milk. Hey, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, not just milk, but also tributes and things and going-ons and storytelling. And, hey, did you guys see those were in the Shield?
And dialogue and character developments and plot twists.
And Emmy Award-winning performances, right?
Yes. Sean, welcome back. Welcome back. How are you feeling? We're talking about Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, who are competing with CM Punk and Cody Rhodes for longest match ever.
Well, I must admit my back hurts from my recent bowel ejaculation, but it's how many times have these two exorcised the demons of the Shield in one way?
Every time.
Why in 2026 are we still doing this?
Because WWE is brain rot.
And they have no ideas.
And look, the match itself was fine. Long as fuck, but it's Roman Reigns. 40 minutes of talk wrestling is pretty much all we've ever gotten from him since 2020. And but overall, it was another, remember, look how great we once were kind of match. And now I wrote down this and I quote, I will leave the jokes to Sky about Seth Rollins' gear. So, Skyler, here we are.
Yep. On this edition of What the Fuck is Seth Rollins Wearing? And are you sure, Sean, you don't have any jokes that you want to get out there?
I mean, other than he seems to be fucking some owner of a buckle factory, I don't... That seems to be the one consistent through line, is that there's just always... I mean, there were fewer buckles on this one than there were other iterations, but it just seems to be Bucky Lynch.
Is that his new gimmick name?
Yes, Buckle Lynch is out here just strapping shit on and just going to town on Seth Rollins as the he looks like those melted paper dots. Like, remember those dot candies that you get on like the strip of paper, but like you ever put them in the heat and they just turn into a giant like melting dye? Seth Rollins has OD'd on Red 40 and it's gotten us to this.
Seth Rollins looking like a Power Rangers villain.
Yes.
Actually, all of his appearances have been various versions of Power Rangers villains.
Except for that one time he came out looking like a vagina, and that one time where he came out looking like he had a giant tumor.
No, those are still both Power Rangers villains.
Fair enough.
Seth Rollins also apparently did this in tribute to Olympico, which I'm just like, okay, I get the pants, but the shoulders. Why are we wearing Fez outfits? Like,
well,
what are we doing here, Seth Rollins? Why are you looking like you went to RuPaul's Drag Race as a contestant?
Yeah, Seth doesn't have enough style to be on that show. He's not flamboyant enough for that show.
He's the person that tries out for RuPaul's Drag Race and is told, no, you're not good enough. So he just but the one thing I will say about Seth Rollins' outfit, besides jokes about him looking like a Pride member of Ku Klux Klan, is that the mask that he wore was very important.
Wow.
I was not expecting to hear a gay Klan member today, but here we are.
Didn't expect that one.
Oh my god.
Unfortunately, the amount of white that he wore with the pointy rainbow colors kind of made him look like a Ku Klux Klan member going to Pride.
Man. A gay wizard, Gandalf the Gay.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Grandmaster Seth Rollins.
More like Grand Yaster. Anyway.
But anyways, besides the ridiculous outfit, the most important thing was the Shield mask that he wore, because it's the story of this match. It's all about the Shield, and he had the Shield theme when he came out.
I have one tiny little problem with this skull mask. The Shield wore this mask a grand total of once.
Once! Literally once!
And that was at WrestleMania 30 where they had that 6-man tag that lasted 3 minutes.
And then they wore it one more time, the Mania afterwards, when they declared war on Evolution.
No, that was like the pay-per-view after? Like, that was Extreme Rules and Payback. My point is, in the Shield's entire history, they wore the skull mask very briefly.
But it was important enough.
Yeah, because they had to make every reference to Dean Ambrose without actually saying his name possible.
No. Michael Cole did say Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He did, especially when they did the wacky line.
I wanted to die.
Yeah.
And I do like that Seth did that, but Cole ruined it, and I'm glad that Roman did the double underhook DDT. I'm glad we got a Dirty Deeds in here.
Yes.
Well, here's the thing, though, is that, yes, we got a Dirty Deeds, and yes, we got the wacky line, but Seth Rollins does not know how to do that move.
No. And because the ticket prices are so high in TKO, you can't even say it was a Dirty Deeds done dirt cheap. Because it costs quite a large amount of money.
Damn it, Sean! I thought we were done with the puns.
Not until we're all dead.
It'll never be over, baby. It'll never be over. Well, I've seen this match before, but you know, we abandoned the rules here, and then the referees count just stopped mattering, and now they're all just, you know, they're doing the walk fighting, and at this point, a little song got into my head. And they're walk fighting, and they're talk fighting, and Seth tells him Roman's his own. Because that's all that, you know, Seth said that he owns Roman Reigns, and they're walk fighting and they're talk fighting.
Here, Sean, may I raise you one song to another song?
Back to Jesus.
I was about to say, Seth Rollins. We called Seth Rollins a Klansman earlier. Now he's saying he owns people. This is not looking good.
This podcast needs Jesus.
Sean, to counter your one song with another song, they had a wrestling match and then they didn't have a wrestling match. They had a match and then they didn't have a match. Woo woo. This is just the difference between like a wrestling match and the cinematic shit that you used to get. Obviously missing production value. Like, this is almost like cutscene wrestling that you get in the WWE games with these guys.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
Yeah. As there was a Shield barricade spot that was foiled by a Shield table spot.
Oh, Michael Cole, you're killing me.
And then I wrote
kept doing like different Shield names of things that they used to do, and I hate it every time. No, it's not a Shield powerbomb if only one person powerbombs another person.
Well,
you need 3 people in order to do the powerbomb.
Well, every powerbomb done by a Shield member is a Shield powerbomb. And then I wrote down, what could be worse than a giant table spot? Oh, I know! 2 giant table spots!
Thank you, Patrick Star.
And of course, now we get a count, and they both come in at 9. Pedigree, Stomperman Punch, every spot you've ever seen from every Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins match ever.
All the way down to the spear into the pedigree, which
Every time. Every
It was
single
cool.
time.
It was cool the first time, and honestly, it was cool in the WrestleMania Triple Threat match with CM Punk because it kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But can I tell you the one part of this match that I actually loved?
Yes.
WWE uncharacteristically used restraint because the story called for it. The whole thing was Seth Rollins hit me in the back with a chair one time, and like Sean, I now have back problems because of it. I have trauma from 10, and then he used that to cost me my title when I was champion for 100,000 years to Cody Rhodes. Back when we still had hope for this company. So, Seth goes to get the chair because we had the obligatory ref bump in both world title matches, by the way. I can't vomit enough. So Seth is about to hit Roman, but Roman sees it coming, and now Seth Rollins is trying to get up on the ropes, and I love that Roman looked at the chair, thought about hitting Seth, and then threw the chair to the side. I actually really like that. Because it's showing...
And the fact that this was a match that Roman Reigns had with no interference.
Yep, and this was them showing Roman getting over it. Because it's been 14 years, dude.
And
well, sometimes trauma is so bad you can never get over it. It will never be over, baby.
And if they had let this moment just be this moment, it would have really felt great. You know, where he looks at the chair and he throws it down and he goes after Seth and he just finishes the deal. But instead, he throws the chair down and he goes after Seth and then fucking Michael Cole. Roman Reigns has exercised his demon. He has just overcome the Shield. He's just turned it up. Shut the fuck up, Cole.
But Sean...
You could not be worse. They either lay out when they're not supposed to, or they won't shut up when it would be so much better to let that play out organically. I just...
It'll be okay, Sean.
Not to mention
what, Sean? What, Sean? You don't want Roman Reigns to look at the chair, look at Seth Rollins, look back at the chair, look at Seth Rollins, thinks about his trauma, thinks about his life, looks at the chair again, then drops it.
I mean, he did do exactly that.
He did that, and I wouldn't have even minded that if Michael Cole didn't have to explain it to you like you were a dumb 10-year-old.
Yes. Given the way that this humanity is going, some of these people are as dumb as 10-year-olds.
Yeah, well, and the thing that also bothered me is that the ref was in a fucking coma until he wasn't. You know?
Yeah, the referee coming back full of energy and not even doing like a slower count was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, it was exactly what I expected, but longer. You know, exercising this demon was fine, but there was just, and then, you know, they did the thing with the fists and the hugging and there was a lot of hockey fights and hugs on this show. And this match, sure, it was fine, but I've seen this movie already. And this didn't, this is Men in Black 2 in comparison to Men in Black 1. I don't have any questions answered that I didn't already have answered the last time that they fought. And I'm just, yeah. This could have been Oba and Roman and had a fresh story that mattered and a top young star with the old veteran, and you could have gone somewhere with that and actually built a new star the way you really want to make it so where he's not only pushing tons of merch, but now he's the fresh young talent that everybody's trying to beat and all the veterans want to go after because he's new and powerful. But instead we got, hey, we're old, so let's do this match again because we're old. Okay, remember the Shield? The end.
But Sean, they want
the end.
They want to stretch out Oba and Roman for WrestleMania.
You'll get nothing and like it.
Well, Sean,
and
you know who stepped up to Roman Reigns on Monday Night Raw?
Big Cass?
No, LA Knight, yeah.
Well, I would be encouraged if it was going to go anywhere, but...
Hey, Sean, aren't you excited to watch Roman Reigns beat LA Knight again?
Sure.
This podcast is just going to end with us, all three of us in the fetal position crying.
I just can't with this fucking company anymore. I mean, even the things I want to see, I don't want to see. You know, and it's the format. It's the way they format. It's this AI ass booking. It's the people that actually are weighing in are fucking idiots or tone deaf or both. And Chris Van Vliet being a giant shilling mark for the whole thing with his dumb square head in the frame the whole fucking time. Even though he wasn't on night 2, I'm just done. I'm just so fucking sick of this. And to the point where I want Vince to come back just to have the excuse to not watch it anymore.
Damn.
It's not because I want him back. Trust me, I don't. But I want the excuse to let go of this bullshit. Because I can't invest in the things I want to invest in because the show makes it so impossible to give a fuck. And this match, this combined with the main event of night 1 are the perfect examples, the yin and the yang of fuckery that is the WWE in 2026. I gave this a 6.5 out of 10, and they're lucky they got that because the matches were all fine, but and this night was better. Don't get me wrong, this night was better, but I've got no long-term desire. This doesn't make me excited to watch anything leading up to Saudi Mania. There's nothing between now and then. You think you're going to reel me in with an October Money in the Bank? Go fuck yourself.
What about War Games for the upteenth billionth time?
Yes, and with a now dead War Pigs, you know, as just I'm just.
Don't forget about WrestlePalooza.
Yeah, they WrestlePalost me, brother.
What a bunch of WrestlePaloozers.
That's we sure are, as this is my final, the puns, Skyler's actually going to put his head through this windshield if we're not careful.
And I feel like Sean might be joining him.
Let's go to the other ratings. Let's go to Joshua next.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I thought night 2 was way better than night 1. But there's still a bunch of TKO-isms, a bunch of WWE-isms. They will never learn. There is no regime or administration that will take the infuriating parts of WWE out of WWE. It's WWE is always going to WWE, and you'll hate it and you'll learn to love it, or just tolerate it because it's your abusive wife that you can't get away from, because she's the only way you can see the kids, which is the occasional good wrestling match. But as for night 2, I thought it was better. Again, the results are what really mattered, while Skyler's just throwing shit at the windshield other than his face, so.
I can't anymore.
We're almost there. For Skyler's sanity, I'll speed this up a little bit. I thought night 2 was good, but overall this SummerSlam left a teeny bit to be desired. I didn't hate it, but I did like night 2. I'm going to give night 2 a solid 7 out of 10.
Skyler?
I feel like, Joshua, your number is way too generous.
There was more that I liked that I didn't like. I would have gone higher if there was something that I didn't feel the need to skip. I cannot go to like an 8 or a 9 or anything higher than a 7 when there's something on the show that I have to skip. Like, can we at least get a show where we don't feel inclined to skip anything? Just, again...
We can't with this company. We just can't. There's always going to be something. There's always going to be something, whether it's the women, the tag team division, a comedy gimmick, or some other stuptive shit.
Get rid of
this
the women.
Company
you don't
cannot
need the women.
do it right 100% of the time.
Get rid of the 19th Amendment already. Have the women leave the show.
Okay. Okay, so we have gay Ku Klux members and get rid of the 19th Amendment, Joshua.
Yep, fully endorsed here on the post. On this, I don't even remember what my own show is anymore. This is TAP.
Well, you can't say that we don't talk about a diverse range of subjects. And people.
The show was diverse in many ways of pissing you off. but it also, again, is like the abusive ex-girlfriend and had some nice things attached to it. So I end up feeling like in the middle. Again, I can't be full board support because I just can't. This product does not allow it to be full support. Where was this after WrestleMania 40? I need that time in WWE back.
Bro, I miss 2024 WWE.
I miss 2024 in general. It felt like it was better.
I'm sad
2026
that feels like such an exception than the rule. It feels like such an anomaly year in the world of wrestling.
I know.
Like, 2025 was horrible, and 2026 has not been any better. Like, can we go back to 2024 when things were better?
Well, sadly, no.
And that's the thing, is that, like, this is the hardest part about this show, is that the best part of it, supposedly the main event, which neither of you guys are calling a match of the year contender right now. You better not.
No.
It's not, compared to what Roman and Punk was, that's not even in the stratosphere.
Chad Gable and El Grande Americano had a better match.
True.
Than the whole weekend, I would say.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing. I can't give this like high grading. This is a 6 from me, and that's generous, and I don't want to talk about the show anymore.
And you know, it's just fascinating. You know, if you were with us at the beginning, ladies and gentlemen, when we started here in the Court Martial podcast, all of our reviews where Joshua would be like at the bottom, I would be in the middle, and Skyler would always be like the beacon of optimism. And here we are, Joshua grading most WWE shows higher than the rest of us, me, as per usual, sitting smack dab in the middle, and Skyler now on the low end of things. And
bashing his head through my car.
Well, and it just goes to show that you can't take the suck out of WWE. And it doesn't matter when it's going to be or how it's going to be. You'll get some moments, but for the most part, it's in terms of the wrestling business as a whole, it is what it is, you know, and we're not going to be looking to get much better from here.
Dude,
you know,
in the TKO era, you'll get some moments for a price.
Yeah. For a price and with ads, without a doubt. But folks, speaking of ads, it is time to go to our first commercial break. But unlike TKO, we're just ending the show. And we're not going to put you through that. But folks, stay tuned. We're going to be doing something. We've got a trivia still to do. We've got NWE to show where Cody Rhodes is not the champion of. Neither is Nick Aldis. And we are going to discuss... We're going to discuss stuff. We still have the rest of the cross-promotion check-in to do. We're going to have to check out what Vince Russo's doing, unfortunately. We're going to have to see what the NWA... We're going to have to see MLW because we got to see where the suck is everywhere else. But until then, everybody just... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry we all love this for some reason. But, folks, we will be right back to soothe our wounds right after this.
And thank you guys for listening to this almost 3-hour-long podcast over here on the Totally Awesome Podcast. Comment down below, what are your thoughts on SummerSlam? And again, if you ask, when is TAW coming back? I'm moving it to October, and November's after that, and December's after that, and then it'll be 2027. And you'll have no one but yourself to blame. Thank you guys so much for watching, comment, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. We'll see you guys next time. Good night, everybody. So I'll go cry in the corner.